It is the improvisation of fate. Chaos. The art of breaking free from the confines of reality. When the raven cries, millions of wings will tear the night apart.
Claire, time to escort the raven.
The time has come. Do you read poetry, my friend? For it tells us not what has happened, but what is going to happen.
The mission is to rescue an inmate with intel on Skynet, so why start a riot?
Don't look at me, mate. I was working on the toilet.
Just go on. Track him down and contact Zoya.
A divine messenger has guided me to your rescue. You are free.
No. Firstly, it wasn't a divine messenger. Just a little birdie. Secondly, I've always been free. You're the ones trapped in order.
Inmates have taken the control room and activated tidal defense system.
It's all part of this madman's plan!
That guy doesn't look like he's asking for help.
Zoya was tricked by a birdie.
The guests have arrived. Now let the chaos begin! Then, Mythor. The air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen sensor, swung by angels whose faint footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor.
GTI. Watch out! There's hallucinogens in the smoke!
Luna!
Luna?
Wretch, I cry. These forces lent thee by these spirits it hath sent thee.
No!
Quoth the raven, nevermore. Don't. They'll feel the blade of betrayal pierce their hearts just as I have.
Tidal lock defense protocol fully engaged. Area is on the brink of complete
I don't know what's
submersion.
going on between you two, but we gotta pull out. Now!
Order, the formula of fate. With chaos, fate's writing poetry.
Havoc has brought about the dawn of a threatening the bright future of Asara. For too long they have gone unchallenged, and they have infested the very core of our society. We must drive these rats out. Now is the time for change. Now is the time for judgment.
Let me detect first.
Welcome to the asylum! From madness to freedom!
Stay on high alert. Don't let Havoc's lackeys escape.
Greetings, operators. Get ready for the Delta Force break season. We're talking fresh maps, new operators, and game modes that'll totally change how you play. First up, let's dive into the new maps. This season, we're dropping you onto a tropical island with stunning blue waters, clear skies, and perfect weather. Don't let the scenery fool you, though. Havok has already taken over the Intercontinental Missile Launch Base here. You'll need to use the vast surrounding waters to your advantage, launching amphibious assaults from land, sea, and air. And hey, diving underwater isn't just for dodging bullets. It's perfect for flanking enemies and pulling off surprise attacks. Just a heads up, Havok might deploy weather weapons. This means the area could turn into a cyclone at any moment. So make sure all operators are prepped for combat in extreme weather conditions. On top of that, Victory Unite mode in the new season will feature a dedicated management panel for commanders. This panel consolidates all commander abilities, replacing the old, larger map interface, making it much easier to issue orders. Plus, there's a new commander ability called Call and Attack, Urgent Deployment. This bad boy can drastically cut down friendly respawn times for a short period, helping your squad quickly rebuild offensive or defensive lines. To keep operators agile during amphibious operations, the new season lets you pilot jet skis. Use them to zip around the battlefield and reposition quickly. After this season's update, engineers will find a new class gadget, the wire-guided missile launcher. Now infantry can use it to remotely control and hit targets. In operations mode this season, we're dropping a brand new map, Tide Prison. Available only on PC. Your goal: break out as fast as possible, explore every nook and cranny of the prison, and make a successful extraction. That's the ultimate objective. When you first land in the prison, you'll be rocking a prison uniform and limited to throwing punches. But don't sweat it. Follow the guidance and you'll quickly recover your gear, complete the jailbreak, and start scavenging for supplies. Beyond the way we showed you, there are a bunch of other jailbreak methods just waiting for you to find. While exploring underwater in Tide Prison, you might stumble upon a new container, the DF Clam. If luck's on your side, you could even get the prison's exclusive, super valuable red item, Tears of Ocean. In the maximum security block, operators might randomly receive a flagship task called Operation Floodline. Respond to these emergencies and complete the operation within the time limit to grab the valuable data that's in the hanging cell. This prison isn't just for new operators, it's also home to a lot of locals, including Raven, the beloved son of the former Asara king. He wields a .357 Zephyr revolver pistol, and when he unleashes a flurry of shots, he'll knock down any operator in his line of sight. Seriously, don't go near his smoke grenades. Touching the smoke will immediately give you hallucinogenic effects that mess with your vision. And whatever you do, avoid melee combat with him, or you will be executed. Also, don't ignore his guards. These Asara death row inmates pack a punch with both ranged and powerful melee weapons. Trying to save ammo against them is a bad idea. If you see other prisoners bursting out of their cells or even duking out with guards, it means a prison riot is going down, and Raven is roaming around somewhere. He's also left some gifts hidden in the prison. Open them up for a surprise. And speaking of jailbreak, how could we forget those iconic scenes everyone loves? If you can, pick your favorite way to extract from Tide Prison. The new season is packed with even more fresh content going live. Ready for a wave of upcoming summer events? From July 9th to August 7th, a brand new event pass kicks off. Play matches across both modes to rack up playtime and claim the SB98 Forest Hunter appearance, plus 20 armament voucher draws. Starting in the second week after the event opens, accelerated quests will also be open to help operators complete them faster. At the same time, special secret protocol crates will appear in the Zero Dam map in operations, with a new secret protocol crate added in a new location each week. On normal difficulty, an additional secret protocol crate will be added. Find them and successfully extract to obtain weapon appearances. In operations and warfare matches, find and extract with the secret protocol crate added in the final week to not only unlock early access to the new KC-17 assault rifle, but also the KC-17 Line of Glory weapon appearance. The KC-17 assault rifle will officially go live in the mid-season update. There's also a new Cold Warrior compound bow that will go live simultaneously at the start of the new season, and I'm sure you can't wait to use it to capture prey on the battlefield. In this season, an assault operator from Hoft is about to join the fight, Claire Ann Byers, codenamed Tempest. After an accidental injury, she went through Hoft's medical experience and had an auxiliary surge spine surgically installed. This allows her to use electrical currents to boost her core muscles, fully unleashing her athletic abilities for rapid rolling and finding opportunities to kill enemies in the crossfire. Tempest's throwable drill charge unleashes powerful electrical currents that will knock weapons from enemies' hands and briefly paralyze them. The emergency evasion device on her waist, when activated, shoots out a safety rope that latches onto an anchor point. If Tempest hits the device again or takes fatal damage, she'll be yanked back to that anchor spot. In operations, she can even self-revive once if she's down. Overall, Tempest is going to be an excellent pioneer for any team, helping gather enemy information and cutting down on casualty risks. We're confident she'll do great when she joins GTI. As demonstrated earlier, the new season adds a swimming system. Sprint swimming is faster, but consumes stamina and accelerates oxygen consumption, requiring timely servicing. Note that when operators are at the water surface, weapons can fire normally and items can be used normally. Underwater, there are restrictions. Ammo experiences very rapid damage fall-off after entering water, so if you're shot while underwater, it's best to dive deeper. In the new season, operators can find the collection room in the Black Site, where you can store and showcase the major red collections you've obtained. Upgrade the collection room to unlock more display wall effects. The new season is also bringing a ton of fresh appearances. The new season's Mandel Brick features 2 gold weapon appearances. The AUG Assault Rifle Meteorology
The conduction coil is on our systems. Sync module.
and the CI-19 Meteorology.
This is not a toy, soldier.
These come with 4 unique weather-changing inspection effects on the weapon itself, evolving kill effects, plus tracer rounds and voice broadcast.
Correct it.
Additionally, the store will launch the Desmoulins Edge bundle. This pack includes the gold melee weapon Switchblade, Desmoulins Edge, along with various weapon appearances, charms, avatars, calling cards, and other ways to personalize your gear. Weapon charms are getting a brand new Asara theme, Asara Guard soldier figures. Collect the complete set, and the charms will actually glow on their own. When your weapons fire, you'll even see cool burn effects. Make sure to grab them in the new season. Meanwhile, the Delta Force and Arknights collab is just about to launch. If you're an Arknights fan, you definitely don't want to miss it. That's all the exciting content coming in the Break New Season Update. Break free from your cage and escape to freedom on July 9th.
Well, good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome into another amazing Delta Force broadcast. This is Operations Shot Caller. I'm Goj. I'm going to be your host and caster today, and I'm really excited to be back. Back to Tide Prison, back to operations, and back to a lot of looting and some really sweaty gameplay. I'm going to be casting with the amazing Spider Tiff, so let's bring her into the booth as per the usual. Tiff, third time's the charm, 3 in a row, whatever you want to say. We're back for the 3rd time this week, and I'm really pumped to do another one with you. This one, I think, is going to be very, very sweaty.
I'm okay with that because it's our 2nd time seeing Tide Prison when it comes to our Delta Force show matches here. And I've just kind of been perusing a lot of our creators and competitors' channels throughout the morning, watching people kind of get their loot situated before they jump into Tide Prison. And I think you're right. A lot of our players are kind of nervous with some other players that are in the lobby, and I'm curious to see how it shakes out.
Yeah, there's some sweats, there's some esports players, there's some big streamers. It's a whole mix of fantastic teams. But let's talk about what you're going to see today, what the format is first and foremost, because every event we do, the format's a little different. So it's good to be back with you. But let's talk about this one. Now, it's pretty simple. The big thing that's different about this event than you've seen in others is our point system. So first and foremost, it's time for Tide Prison. It's season break. We are breaking out of prison all day today. 3 games, 3 up, 3 down. That's it. It's all you've got. So if you make a mistake in the first game, you better swing for the fences in the next 2. 3 games on Tide Prison. Now our scoring system this time is going to be a point-based system. So basically, every $100,000 worth of loot value that you bring out of the game will give you 1 point. Every kill is 2 points, and every Mandel Brick Decipher is 3 points. Now, the key, though, to this is you can do a little bit of math while we're watching. If somebody is able to extract with 3 million in loot value, guess what? That's 30 points for their leaderboard. Of course, they do have to extract with it. At the end of the day, it's just the team with the most points that win. And at the end, we did say players could bring anything they want. There are 2 exceptions to that rule. You're going to see red armor. You're going to see red, health kits. You're going to see a bunch of armor repairs, all that good stuff. You cannot bring an AWM in, and you cannot bring red ammo in. Everything else goes. So you're going to see a little bit some longer fights. We're going to see gold ammo, tier 5 ammo, but tier 6 armor. So it should be a lot of fun to watch. But I want to talk a little bit more about what these players are playing for, because as per the usual, we've got some amazing rewards and a lot more of where it came from yesterday. If you were watching yesterday, we talked a lot about the Mandel Bricks and Delta tickets, and we got a ton of those exchanging hands today. The top 3 trios of our 6 trios competing today will earn some rewards as a team. 75 Mandel Bricks, 3,000 Delta tickets, and so on and so forth. You can see that progression go down. but we're also rewarding the top individual slayers and the top looters, aka treasure hunters, aka whoever brings out the most loot across the day. So that's how this will work. A lot of people getting a crazy amount of mana bricks and some Delta tickets. So it should be a lot of fun to watch. And I know our players are excited to earn some in-game rewards for them, their teams, and everything else. But I will say, Tiv, based on what I can tell in Discord, I think beyond just these rewards, there's a lot of ego on the line, a lot of pride on the line, and these teams absolutely want to talk some trash. So let's talk a little bit about those teams and some of our heavy hitters in the competition today, because folks at home are going to recognize these names. Some of them have been hanging out in the chats with us for this entire week leading up to this event. So talk to me about a couple names that jump off the page.
Yeah, first off, I think it's really cool because we have our competitors and our content creators, the big streamers. Not only that, but they're supporting the Delta Force global channel. So chances are not only are they playing, but they're tuning into our broadcast. So hi, if you are, definitely what's up. I see you guys there. Lord Dilly of the Dillionaires. First off, that's actually so fun to say. I'm a big fan right now of Lord Dilly of the Dillionaires, self-proclaimed half man, half bear, half big. And I think that's kind of wild if we're going to shout out that immediately. So I was kind of watching his channel today over on YouTube. Go check him out, especially if a lot of our players are live. You can find your newest creators. Maybe you love their loadout. Maybe you love what their vibes are. Definitely go tune in with them. I think this team's going to be fun to watch, but also hearing them kind of chat about the other teams that are in the lobby. In particular, one of the names that came up was Sammy over there on Team Sammy, aka Team Loot Goblins. We saw Warren competing 2 days ago in another one of our show matches, and that man was different. Goj,
yeah,
especially when it came to Tide Prison. So I'm keeping my eye on that roster in general, but also when you think of Tyson over there on Los Miserables, they were just competing yesterday in Warfare, checking out Cyclone, right? So watching Tyson on the combat boat, looking for some of the cheeky angles, well, that guy has been putting up guides on YouTube for over the past month and a half when it comes to Tide Prison in terms of where all the key cards are, what kind of loot they bring out. So I have a feeling they're going to be really knowledgeable.
Yeah, I think all of these teams definitely knowledgeable and also have been playing this game a ton. Again, this is the sweat show match is what I'm calling it. Yeah, they're the shot callers, right? I mean, that's the name of the game. Obviously, I got to talk about Dome Patrol, Nowhere, Gorilla, Sing Song. You've probably seen Gorilla in these chats streaming Delta Force every single day, just grinding operations. Going to be a really strong team, absolutely. And I think the thing that I'm looking at is we've got some Delta Force Global League Season 2 competitors. They're going to be competing in the semifinals tomorrow off stream. We've got a lot of them. I'm pretty sure Nowhere's playing in that. We've got Zap, Odd, they're playing in that. Equals playing in that. January on Nip's team is playing on that. So these are like some actual, esports level players that are sweating in big competitions, and they're here to sweat in a show match as well. So we're going to be using that term a lot today, because I think this is going to be really sweaty and really high competition. Now, I will say, here's the thing about Tide Prison. We learned a couple days ago when we did this last show match on this map that folks tend to like to fight. I'm going to be honest. They like to fight often, early and often. This competition absolutely could be different. However, if history repeats itself, we're going to see some very early fights, and that's going to dictate a lot, because when we talk about loot value, the hits these people are bringing in, insane value. Like, we're talking easily into the millions, probably multiple millions per person. If you wipe an entire team early, you might as well get out at that point. That's a massive loot value total for your team. Not only do you get your 3 kills, aka 6 points, but also you're looking at least 2 million per person. That's like 6 million added to your inventory if you're able to swap it all out. That's a huge win for you. Obviously, 6 million is 60 points plus those 6 kills, or 3 kills for 6 points. That's gonna be a 66-point game. That's a massive metric for success, but that's the bare minimum for success in this tournament. So you're gonna be seeing crazy point totals at the end of this broadcast, I'm sure, even though we're only playing 3 games.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to break out a calculator to navigate the point system to make sure that I'm getting everything kind of situated and geared up before we get that scoreboard for you live. But I'm excited, right? It's our first kind of dive into Tide Prison just a few days ago, like you mentioned. We're gonna kind of tune in, and I kind of want to see some of our teams run into each other early on, as we had priorly saw. But my thing is, I imagine no one's gonna struggle with breaking out of prison, getting their loot geared up quickly. We did see someone get that buoyancy the compensation device, the BCD, with like an insane amount of loot value. Will someone find the Tears of Ocean today?
Yeah, you're totally right. It's definitely possible. That would be very cool to see. I think unlikely. I am assuming most of these teams are going to play pretty aggressive and go for kills because of the amount of value that everybody's bringing in. So I don't think you're going to see a team go really, really slow, but who knows? Folks, I'm getting word. Our first game is ready to rock. We're going to be jumping into that shortly. Right before we hop into this one, I do want to remind you at home that you need to drop a follow wherever you are watching. We are live all over the place as per the usual. If you didn't know, Delta Force streams these broadcasts on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, X, Facebook. I think I hit them all. We are live all over the place. So wherever you're watching, go ahead and drop a follow. And there you have an amazing Discord you need to join, Reddit, and all of those good things. So go drop them a follow. A lot of cool content coming and a lot more of these events that maybe you could get involved in as well. And if you haven't, download the game. I mean, what are we doing if you haven't downloaded at this point? It's free to play. It will always be free to play. They are committed to no pay to win. It's all the good things that you want in a game, and it's pretty dang fun as well, I might say. So go get involved in the game right now. It's on PC, it's on mobile, and by the way, it is 1 month away from being on console. I saw a couple of you in chat. I know it's consoles coming August 19th. You're not going to want to miss this. Xbox, PS5. It's going to be so dang cool to see all of our console gamers get active on Delta Force. And that way you can play Delta Force on your couch at home, at your PC, on the train, wherever you want to play Delta Force, because you can play on mobile console and PC on August 19th. It is right around the corner. Really pumped about this. And finally, if you haven't already, check out those Twitch drops. We got a lot going on. This is going to be going on until, I believe, the update, which the next update, which is in August at some point. So this lasts for like a month. You've got to get your hands on these rewards, all right? Tons of rewards you can earn. Operations Warfare. All you got to do is just watch Twitch streams that have drops active for Delta Force, including streamers, including this channel, and everybody in between. But it's time for game number 1. Let's see all of our players break out of prison, get their loot.
Nice.
And get flying after opponents.
People actually playing wires right now?
Get the brick at all costs.
Wait, where's my...
Remember, we are so slow with all this on us. I don't even know where we hold up, by the way. Where we hold up.
Yeah, where is this? We had to get this spawn, man. This is...
I've like never been here. I don't like being in here.
This is like, if this is the prison cells, that's where we shouldn't... no, do not go in there. That's just... And here's the Eye of Death in there.
Tiff, these comms are so fun to watch. This is what I was expecting. We're going to hear a lot of these comms today. Folks at home, we're going to be doing commentary, but we're also going to be listening into these comms from the players because they give us a lot of intel. Here's a quick look at the map, though. If you're a fan of one of these teams, one of these players, let's look at where they're at, who we think will run into each other first. You can see Adderson on our screen right now. They might be running into that Zap Odd and Salawa squad here on the right-hand side in just a moment. So watch for those footsteps. Watch for this encounter. It's about to happen.
Get our money from kills.
Okay. Honestly, if we can, doesn't he, like if they get kills and we can loot everything, like every 100.
We'll check back in with that in just a moment, but you can hear Lord Dilly from the Dillionaires already talking about how they want to get their money from the kills. However, just by basing off of Turzin in general, they were talking about how they didn't want that spawn. Not 100% familiar with it, but as they're filtering out of that elevator shaft area, the chances of them running into someone definitely going to be
I don't know.
Here.
Down to the we should have played this map more.
So we should be relatively clear on our right.
Something just got thrown right here. Bot getting shot up on top. He's shooting a bot. He's shooting something. Behind us. There, push down maybe.
It looks like we've got another team potentially in a fight. Nice pick. Got the shock arrow out, hits one, so you're going to have some intel of where they're at. And again, these fights are going to go fairly slow. Reminder, red armor, which is why everybody's super slow, because they're super heavy. Because the opposite side of that fight, we've got Odd, we've got Salawa, we've got Zap.
On se bat.
That can't feel good.
They might have just activated it. I'm not sure where these guys are.
I only have one trap up, and it's right in front of you.
Alright. Oh, one trap up, and at least we do have the detection arrow in pocket should we need it, but not gonna do. Immediately getting the highlight of multiple players and a good knock onto Rex right there.
One of that team's one shot, by the way.
Yeah.
Can't get a finish on the red.
It's a nice knock. It's going to be huge to break plates and start using up some of their opponent resources. Of course, everybody's super kitted out, so you can see how much value is on them when they open up their inventories. I mean, this is insane. So look, they're swapping a ton of stuff out. That's the big thing you'll notice. A lot of these folks either brought in a ton of armor repairs or
I hit one
just full swaps.
I think they did the rest.
I'm ticking.
Nice hits here. January's ticking with the shock arrow. But patience is a virtue in these fights, Tiff.
Especially when you have the data swarm being invested and you dive around the jump peak and Lord Dilly.
Nice.
It's going to be a full kill onto him. Quite unfortunate, but you can see that his teammates have already backed up and
Do you have shot bolt?
with January staying healthy,
Careful, Ferlin.
able to keep an eye on the back line.
Yeah, hold on,
Nice.
Hold on.
Wait.
Almost done.
Just finish him. I'll finish him. Do one more.
You want the ult?
Yeah.
Tell me when.
He's in this left corner. Dead.
Nice.
Nice find. That is going to be a full team wipe.
Can we
Unit
take height? Can we
power
take height on
is
the
out of
stairs?
here.
Like I don't want to lose height.
The Dillionaires, as they called themselves, with Lord Dilly leading the charge there. Unfortunately, catch the wrong end of a tough fight.
On the staircase and the height
You can see Addison squad, January, just really swinging. IGLing, I think, for this team. And again, January, one of our Delta Force Global League players, really strong player. There's a ton of loot on these bodies. They're going to be looting these guys for a while, and you're going to watch their loot value tick up to easily into the millions, especially if you piece things off and you're able to attach things to even your pistol.
Do we just wait with taking that like red stuff?
Yeah. I'm gonna hide their red stuff, like their reds.
I should.
Nothing like hiding some other stuff on the bodies. Okay, so here's the deal. As you get a good look at that map on the right-hand side of things, Tyson. I don't know why my brain reads it, and I just want to go some other language, but he was up in that hydraulic area, now relatively centered, and Zap on your screen, doing a little fire range shooting, basically.
On va refaire la map sens inverse.
Ok, vas-y, let's go.
Comme ça, on va avoid là parce que là
You
on a
see,
fait
we
du
did
son,
have to sub Nox out. It's still going to be Team Nox, but Nox not playing today. It's going to be Saloa joining this roster.
C'est Enrico Luna qui vient de partir. Ouais.
Mais bientôt on fait un bonbon, hein. Pensez-y. Tellement nord, quoi.
Bot en face.
Oh, petit objet gold.
Here's a quick look at Sammy's team. Of course, Warren, we saw, like you mentioned at the top of the show, Tiff, Warren really was the difference maker for Jada Vise's squad. Just really dominated the competition a couple days ago against our streamers, and good to see him back in another competition. There is a Mandelbrick behind them as well here, which again, we know those are 3 points. It's nice. 3 points is nice. It's really not a crazy amount. I think the actual boon is that you can kind of play around this Mandelbrick a bit, and you could use it as almost like a kind of mini UAV. You're going to give yourself away, of course. People will know where you are, but it does give you that threat level when you're holding it. So something to keep in mind if they do decide to pick it up, maybe a little bit deeper into this map.
Should I grab
If we need to get out, nah, they'll just know we're here. Like, only one team knows we're here right now.
Okay, so if one team knows they're there, we're kind of just prepping to see what is that other team going to do about it. I like the conservative gameplay coming out of them, but based on what we did witness from a few days ago, you know that this team can go hyper aggro in terms of taking down an opposing team the moment they need to.
I know, this is going to be the slowest game ever.
Equal trade spots with me, someone...
We got a lot of time to kill, pretty much. Because it's just going to come down to this last switch ball, pretty much.
Yeah, I hear people north.
North? Got it.
And again, patience being a virtue. You can hear some of the players talking about it. I see Vanna White in our chat saying, "Nowhere's cracked too. January's cracked. Everybody's cracked." Yeah. every team we swap to has got some, fantastic streamers, some Delta Force Global League sweats, esport players. They're all cracked.
Oh, the miss there though.
Yeah, at the door on my thing.
No. Yeah, here's the thing too. Like they're talking about where they see people and they're playing slow. You heard one of the players talking about. They're like, this is gonna take a while. Like we're gonna play really slow. It's gonna come down to this one switch pull. Because the extractions is really what people are going to be playing for here. You got to remember how much loot they're bringing in. We let them bring in red. tier 6 everything besides ammo. So it's all of the loot value is going to come down to these players' bodies. So it's going to be very, very slow. But these first couple fights are probably going to be on the south side of this map. You can see in the admin area, you've got Tyson's squad. It looks like they're about to run into Nowhere's team. We need to watch out for that fight. Bottom side of the map's about to get real mixy. We could see a third party from Equal Plays & Co. Sammy might creep up on this.
All right, Tyson here on your screen, already taking angles. They're being really, we were talking about the conservative nature, but I'm talking about specifically the setups that we're witnessing. The moment you have those audio cues from the neighboring teams, you immediately set up. Sure, we're waiting for that Volt detection arrow to come online, just about 10% left on the cooldown. But you do have this angle that is quite impressive now, especially when you've already noted that you have Nowhere's team similarly in this area. They're both taking angles, just seeing who's going to throw a shoulder first.
Yeah, I love this look. One of my favorite parts of our observer systems. Here's Gorilla. Gonna potentially jiggle peek this door, at least to get some info on where this team's at. Obviously, fully set up. If I can hear the footsteps, they can hear the footsteps. That's for sure.
Dos hiteados.
Dragonflies connect.
No vayas, no vayas, no vayas. No vemos con el humo. Espalda, espalda, espalda algo.
Smartly, it looks like Nowhere's backed up some. And again, as expected, I think we could talk a little bit about weapons. You're going to see a lot of...
Maybe I'm
going to see a couple AS Vals. You're seeing M700.
I got dart at 55.
Okay, 55? Roger.
Yep.
I think Sammy's got the new KC-17, which has been fun to witness. People kind of checking that out because it's new for the season break.
Behind us right now to like see if one's lurking. I think we're good.
I mean, think about the difference, Tiff, between the pace of play today versus a couple days ago.
No, I don't.
Okay, I got dart back.
We were definitely backing away, but it kind of amps it up a little more. I was talking about this on one of our Delta Force broadcasts. It would be so wild to see heart rate monitors on some of our players when it comes to the operations mode, because as you start to just kind of inch closer to opposing teams, you kind of turtle up, and that's what we're seeing here, right? Nowhere, they're constantly focused on this doorway, in particular detection arrow. Yet again, trying to also use the Volt arrows and kind of finesse them around corners to see if we can get those connections.
Yeah, there he is in red. He's nading. Watch out.
Bro, did we just thread that frag?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. It's good cook. And again, like, folks at home, I want to remind you, pace of play today, this is operations. Welcome to the Sweat Fest. This is what we love to see. You get to hang out with us and just have a good time with these players. And frankly, it's just like anything else. When you play at a really high level like this, it comes down to who makes the first mistake. And if you can make a hero play, we've seen it on broadcast before, then amazing. Show me something. But when you're not in rush for time, I mean, we're still at 18 and a half minutes. Pace of play is going to be like this for a little while. Everything changes, though, when your back's against the wall and the timer playing for these extractions. Potential smoke and run. So you see these two teams on the bottom side of the map. These are the two we've been watching. It's going to be Tyson's squad versus Gorilla's team with Nowhere. Couple shots fired, nothing connecting. Now, again, you've got Sammy on the left-hand side. Equal plays, holding this angle. If they hear a full fight breakout, there's a chance they come third party. You also now see, look at bottom right. Odd, Salawa, Zap, they are now getting into the mix, potentially sandwiching Gorilla & Co. And I think Gorilla's team maybe heard some footsteps coming. Pay attention to that backside of this fight.
Pero como tira alguien con mi ultimate, vais a escuchar mi dash,
you just hear all the footsteps. Now, just a few days ago, we did see a lot of engagements that were happening, particularly in that hallway. And thanks to kind of that little peephole on that structure, you've seen people take crazy angles there, but Tyson here, you've got the bullet through the window on the door, and I can just make out the head on the other side. You have to be crazy on the timing here to open that door and try to connect.
Van para abajo, No, siguen ahí, están campeando.
¿Lo has dado?
No, no somos un pixel.
No, es que sí, están esperando a que les abra yo la ventana. 16 minutos.
Hay que empezar a hacer cosas.
Yo me iba. Bueno, aguanta. Tengo una llave aquí, ¿aguantáis? ¿Hay una llave aquí? ¿La hago?
Han vuelto a la izquierda, creo.
Por aquí, gente.
Yo no creo que sea el momento de hacer llaves,
Está justo aquí. Está justo aquí. Necesitamos luz, ¿no?
Sí, sí, es el momento de hacer llaves.
Sí, pero si nos traemos, ¿qué luz?
Bueno, ahora vamos.
I'm gonna be honest. This is I'm surprised Tyson's been able to walk all the way up this direction. But you can see where everybody's at right now, and the reason why. They've kind of got an entire hold on this inner area of admin. Because you've got Sammy playing around Mandelbrick. You've got Gorilla and Nowhere kind of pinned to the south side of the map. Zap's in control of the right side by Medical Lab. The problem is, it looks like Adderson's team potentially is set up looking for a trap on them if they come back north. Which it's looking like they might, so watch out for that top right-hand corner of the map. Up towards the upper entrance, we could see Adderson and co. fight Odd in just a moment as well. As Tyson's team is kind of just sprinting around admin, holding all the angles that they can.
Vale. Para acá, para acá, para acá, para acá, para acá. Para acá, para acá, para acá.
No hay salida por ahí, no hay salida por ahí. Por ahí no hay salida. Por ahí no hay salida.
Niño, aquí, ¿no?
No
¿Caderas?
hay salida ahí.
Vale, vale.
The stairway we go.
Vamos por abajo, por abajo.
Cuidado aquí.
Heading to this place.
Por aquí arriba ahora. ¿Dónde estamos antes? Tengo que reiniciar después esta partida. Sí o sí, Nah, alguien tiene que cometer el error. No somos nosotros, pero está todo el mundo jugando igual. Estamos jugando todos muy safe.
Por eso te digo que nos vamos a ver.
Look, I don't speak Spanish, Portuguese, but I do speak that. Play very safe. Here we go. Zap finds an angle.
Ok, un mec casqué.
Double.
On va les jouer comme des hommes, frère.
Volt going out, and now we're starting to set up here, looking for those angles, but I like the push-up, but not overextending just yet. You can see Odd is going to filter through to the doorway, and on the other side, it's nowhere.
Okay. Sending my ult. Hit nothing. Maybe pushing through right now.
That's what I'm talking about.
I make sure this team's not walking on us. I'm gonna repressure.
That heartbeat of the health regening is like that's what my heart feels right now watching this. This is so stressful.
I just hear I'm gonna repressure, and I'm just hanging on a thread watching it go down.
On double nade à droite, t'es prêt? Vas-y, double nade à droite.
J'ai pas de nade. C'est bon. Bah, tu vois, faut une nade comme ça.
Good connection. You can see immediately trying to answer back with that repressure like we saw. Investing the last frag here for the time being.
J'ai pété le trap.
Coupled alongside the Volt arrow.
Siloa, tu vas smoke à droite, on va jouer. Go. Knock.
This is a huge knock on Gorilla. One goes down, tries to trade it out, get the recon arrow out, pushes out, finds one, doesn't get the connect, not quite enough damage on the second. Almost made a hero play, and it looks like he either ran out of ammo or thought enough bullets were going to put that one down that he could potentially swing back inside the other room and reassess for the final fight, but it wasn't enough to get the second knock on, I believe it was Sing Song, and Nowhere gets the cleanup. Wow, what a wild fight.
Yeah, that was actually crazy when you realize the pressure that they were trying to put on. So you immediately hear, now my French is pretty bad these days, but I thought I heard smoke right. So as soon as they went for smoking right, they push towards the left. They play off the dragonfly and keep trying to push them back, and they jump peek around the corner. And I think you're right in terms of they didn't put out enough of what they thought they had done. But regardless, that was a valiant push.
Into wardens while you guys loot. Just fill up as much as you can.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a looting sim for them for a moment. And yeah, it was so interesting because I think I've done that so many times that I knew exactly what happened, or at least in my opinion, it felt like.
You got the trap on the bottom too?
Thought he shot enough bullets, so backed up. So you saw him throw the AS Val bullets down range and then kind of swing his gun to the right towards the wall. Like, that's not bad centering. I think it was just a mistake, thinking, oh, I thought I had him for sure. And it just wasn't quite enough damage. And it probably is just, you know, you don't fight that many people with epic armor all the time, every single game necessarily. So maybe just a small miscalculation when you're running tier 5 ammo versus tier 6 armor, but
we're gonna work
even still a tight fight.
This door, I think, over here on blue.
45 bag here.
Also,
42 out of 42. Red helmet.
I could swap one of these with mine if I have to.
Yeah, take that if you can.
And upgrade that rig.
Yeah, slurp that loot up. You can also see from the minimap here that Tyson's team has gotten out of the main admin area, rotated over towards lookout area. Now, that's an interesting play for them because you think about the reservoir and where one of those actual extractions is, but I can't imagine that we're looking to just dip out already. I think we need to go for some more kills, but we do see Sammy's team on that rotation where they've been lurking nearby, guarding the Mandelbrook, but you can only sit still for so long, especially if you're looking to get active.
Es probable. Probable que me hayan visto, sí.
Cuidado a tu derecha, que arranco, que desde allí te pueden dar.
El problema es que si salen por abajo no tenemos cobertura. Quitar los láser, los venden de Mozambique.
Allí hay un francotirador bot. Si ese francotirador no lo matan y otro bot que hay arriba de la montaña, en la torre, estamos bien.
Esta gente nos puede venir ahora por la espalda, tened cuidado.
Yo, eso te iba a decir. Yo creo que nos van a venir por detrás.
Y un equipo que puede bucear.
Yeah, obviously, a couple key fights have dictated the couple top teams at the leaderboard right now based on score. I mean, you can see some fantastic loot on some of our top teams that have gotten some kills, but I think the problem is now extraction, right? You know that there's still several teams on the map likely are going to be camping, playing around some of these extraction points because they know they can get some kills and then get out as fast as possible. So
yeah, they're popping meds and shit.
The patient gameplay that we've been watching is pretty much about to be turned on its head right now, Tiff. It's about to get real wacky. Moving into these extraction points, it looks like we found one. Equal play spotted one down below.
I can't. I'm about to fight these guys. Should we fight them?
Hold on, I'm
yes.
gonna get an angle for you.
Yeah,
100%.
Look how alone he is, though. He's in West Upper Entrance by himself, holding a...
Yeah, you find them here?
He's just crouched here.
Oh, they don't know. They don't know.
I don't see. Nice. Okay, where is that? Where is that?
On my ping, on my ping.
Oh, you mean far? Shit, okay, I'm coming.
Yeah, I was about to say, he is so far, but he was so free. They didn't see him. It was just a hair out of their sightline with the way they were looking.
They're playing resin here. We need to go off this, Warren.
Yeah.
My nade.
They're trying to res.
They're resing. One's close left.
They got off. No, they're resing right now.
Broke one. I'm healing.
Resing.
Luna. We have to...
Nice spot. Adderson goes down. It's going to be a 3v1 now, and I think a full cleanup as well. Well played, and honestly, such a great call from Equal Plays there. He knew he had the right angle. He knew they didn't see him, and he knew he could get a free kill. And anytime you're playing in these competitions and you're able to open up a fight by taking one fully out of the fight, it puts all of the power back into your position, back into your hands. And Tiff, what I loved about that was he yelled at his team. He's like, we fight this. We have to fight this. He gets the kill. They get back just in time, and they're able to fight together. Well done.
Yeah, I think that's an exceptional breakdown because I'm looking at it, and typically if you're that far away from your teammates, you wouldn't necessarily full send that, but the patience was there, waited for the last person to peek through, rips apart their kneecaps, grabs the knot, gets the full, stacks the numbers in their favor. But even the fact that they wanted to make sure they played off the res, Everyone on that team got together fairly quickly and they pushed insanely well. Now you see the loot value going up like crazy, and you start to think with this number of teams on the map left, you could focus on the extraction. You're going to have a ton of point value.
Down right here and try to get another angle.
Yeah, so this is going to be interesting too. As much as we want to keep talking about some of these other fights, we've not got a lot of time left on the clock, and you can see. Look at where Gorilla and Co are at right now. They are playing for this extraction point that's about 60 seconds away.
Let me know when you want dart.
Tyson's team is looking at this extraction point from way down range. We saw them on the map. They're all the way bottom left corner of the map.
40 seconds.
If I get right, I'm gonna fucking freak out.
I'm coming. Oh.
They're flying ASO towards this extraction. There's a big fight outside, most likely.
They're gonna grief each other.
They're gonna grief each other. I mean, come on, Tyson. Line it up, find that ankle.
Sí, porque están disparando. Ellos no podemos salir, ni ellos ni nosotros.
That's it.
Uno de ellos va a
This is what I was talking about, Tiff. It's like Tyson's playing this long angle. I mean, if they just full send, they hit this extraction point, they got 5 seconds, but...
Wait, we're gonna have to switch.
Didn't do it. They didn't want to risk dying. They've got so much stuff. But the problem is, go is right.
Yeah, go up to
they got to find another extraction point ASAP. We got 6 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, we can go pick one up.
A moment for the swimming on the map. Love the changes that have come here.
We're trying to approach this one wide since that
season break.
Since that team is going to have to like cut up.
I'm gonna go in here and pick up my armor.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my goodness.
I do much of Helmer.
This is everything I wanted already in just the first game.
I lost them.
Everybody's scrambling for this last extraction point. Tyson's team holds a squad from being able to take the reservoir extraction. Because they've done that, I think it looks like they've sent one of their 3 players out through the west lookout area extraction.
Get over there.
So they only have 2 left on the map to potentially play spoiler. I'm not sure what loot they were able to grab with that, but worth keeping in mind, they might put up at least some points on the board. The question is now, how do you get the heck out of here as fast as humanly possible? You can see Sammy's up by hydraulic already.
I think they're going to be fine in terms of getting on out. I believe they had already activated the lever to hit that extraction.
Yeah.
How do you get here? We gotta go in here, right? Is it the water one?
It's one of the water ones, yeah.
I'm hearing running. Oh shit, we know exactly where they are
They're
then.
coming. Well, I mean, they can't extract. What the fuck are they gonna do? They're coming right to us.
They gotta come to us. Yeah, they're gonna fight us. They're gonna fight us.
3 minutes, and we're going to have a fight here.
Right now?
Yeah, but it's going to be Tyson's team who's down to only 2 players because they went ahead and sent somebody out with loot.
Okay, listen.
So it's a 3v2, and there are not a lot of... Yeah, I was going to say, the extraction's got 3 minutes.
All right, okay.
They've got to fight. Here we go.
Like, bro, these guys
they're gonna come through this way. Yeah, they're coming.
You got the helmet repair, Sam? Sam,
Yeah,
you got the helmet repair?
Drop it right now. I also got full helmets, dude. You guys need helmets to wear.
No, I've got a full 60.
I got premium vest repair. 36 premium vest. Run on me.
Guys.
Ooh, this is gonna get sweaty.
They can have holds on us here. Fuck, the other team's kind of through middle. I see if we can try to get a pick down one of these tubes here.
I think that's a great way to try and open it up, to be honest, for Gorilla here. But
Yeah,
I just don't think that, you know, Warren and Sammy are going to let that pick happen, right? They immediately took that high ground, but I love that Gorilla is very cautiously moving up with that SR-25.
Yeah, there.
Still trying to see if we can get an angle.
Yeah, I think the only way Sammy's team doesn't win this is if Tyson and Gorilla's team shoot them at the same time.
No, lock in. They're coming.
Lock in. They're here. Is there only one zip up?
Yeah, everybody's here. It's gonna be 2 teams shooting at them. If they get shot from multiple angles, there's absolutely an opportunity for this team to throw the high ground position. Here comes the zip. One goes down. Tyson down. This is gonna be a signal flare to Gorilla Squad. Watch them come up on the flank.
Hey, one with that.
Okay, you finish?
Left.
I'm beating one. Full block. We're good.
Hit the one on the left.
On my right. I'm totally good.
Nice.
Woo! Equal spins takes down the second player for Tyson's team. It is now a 3v3 high ground position for Sammy's team. They got to be here for 60 seconds, and the other team knows it. They got to get moving very quickly. And they had a window of opportunity, and they just barely missed it because Equal Plays is holding the perfect angle.
I mean, good connection on that frag right there to be able to push them back. But time is of the essence. If you've got less than a minute to go to get onto this extraction point, a brilliant hold here from Equal.
I'm good. I'm pulling out drones. I got hit with nade. I'm very low. I'm getting shot.
Here they come. Shocked, sonicked. Gorilla goes down. A massive kill, but can he get the second? Sammy last alive for his team. Nowhere in the mix. And all of a sudden, Nowhere's down. It's going to be Sing Song versus Sammy. 1v1.
You can res. You can res. He has scope ladder.
Check the surroundings first.
He's on the ladder.
This angle tells everything. Sing back on the ladder. Sammy with the peek, and he gets away. 8 seconds left. He has to push it.
Just live, Sam. Here's the push. The shock arrow, perfect timing. He's going to be able to get out of dodge and stay alive.
Stop it!
Holy fuck.
I was so heavy, bro. I was trying to find a muscle stim there that whole time.
So encumbered, needed the muscle stim, but gets out of Tide Prison. Sammy lives to see the end of game number 1. But Goj, are you not entertained, my guy? You were talking about this. You're like, this is the sweat gameplay we have been wanting for Delta Force Operations, and I think they delivered.
This is why I love Operations. It's why I love events like this. So much fun to watch. And the best part is that I have no idea what the scoreline is going to look like. I'm going to be honest. I know Sammy got out with a ton of loot value. I want to say production's telling me like 6.4 mil. Unbelievable value. The question is, like, where did everybody else land? We got several kills across the board on just about every single team. So there's going to be a ton of points there. But he just gets 64 points from loot value alone because Sammy was able to make it out. Was anybody else able to make it out? One person from Tyson's team, did they have any loot value? I don't know. It's gonna be really fun to see all the mathematicians work behind the scenes and get these scores up to date. Let's take a quick look back at these replays and take a look at how it all went down, because there was one early fight that was a ton of fun to watch. And also, this swing on Lord Dilly was just perfect execution. They caught a team before they could get stabilized and were able to execute on it. That's a ton of points going their way. And then we saw a massive stalemate around admin until finally it was blown wide open by this squad right here. Look at this. This is the turn back that I was talking about. I thought for sure he had that fight in the bag, and it didn't look like he actually thought he had enough bullets. He actually did run out of ammo, which I didn't catch the first time. Had to reload him because of that, loses the fight. And then we swing back over, and this is where Tyson's team was playing spoiler. They had this crazy long angle holding out the water extract, and because of that, everybody had to swarm on Sammy's team. Sammy's team gets here first, and they get paid for it, but not without troubles. Here comes the push from Tyson, does get stifled, but this opened up a window of opportunity for just about everybody else. Equal Plays goes absolutely massive, picking up one, but then the utter chaos around this extraction point was nuts, and it was Sammy that was the hero, the only player to get out here, and his team was yelling at him, Sammy, just stay alive. That is all that matters. And he runs out of ammo before he can take down that player, but still gets out of the map. What a ton of fun to watch. What a fun way to end that map.
Especially with the replay package there at the end, we didn't get to see Tyson's push onto Sammy and Equal in the initial gameplay. So kind of running it back, watching him get decimated, and then seeing it from his point of view. He's just on the zip line, just trying to push the extract, and they had such a crazy hold from all those angles. It was coming down to all of the abilities from the opposing operators with the Volt arrows, just putting down as much chaos, the frags. We're just getting started, Goj. We are just getting started.
Yeah, and again, it's going to be a mathematician's nightmare behind the scenes, because I'm pretty sure because Sammy ran out of ammo and wasn't able to take down that final player on Gorilla's squad, I didn't see exactly who it was. I think Nowhere was down and Gorilla was down potentially. But their third was alive and on the platform. And so because he didn't get killed, I'm pretty sure he also got out, probably with a sizable amount of loot as well. So what a weird finish, but it's going to be really tight, I think, at the top of this leaderboard. It's not just going to be Sammy all alone up there. People earned points for kills, but also people earned a lot of points for loot for those that were able to get out. And I think the big question in my mind is still, what did Tyson's teammate get out with? They only had 2 for that final fight because they sent someone out of that extraction point in the bottom left-hand side of the map. What did he get out with? Did he find somebody on the map? I didn't see them get a kill. That, like, they dipped out of admin without any kills, I don't think. So who knows what happened? But it's gonna be a lot of fun to get all those scores calculated while our admins are getting those scores calculated and our players are re-kitting back up. We're gonna take a quick look from our game director, Shadow. If this is the first show you've tuned into this week and you didn't see the developer live stream, it's going to be new news for you. And if you have seen this video, take a look at it again and see if you see anything else that you missed the first time.
大家好，我是 Shadow， 非常高兴 Delta Force 规模非常大的新赛季即将推出，也特别期待大家的反馈。关于大家一直想要的主机版本，我们一直在努力的在做准备。今天终于有一个好消息会告诉大家 ，Delta Force 的主机版本将在8月19日正式推出，会登陆 PS5、Xbox 并且是免费游玩的。黑鹰坠落也会作为免费 DLC 推出。再过几个小时，我们的主机版本的商店页面即将开放，请大家记得把我们添加进入心愿单。同时呢，我们也会推出一个超值的主机平台的礼包，然后现在购买可以在主机上线的时候获取。我们也将在7月份开启主机平台的先检技术测试，请大家关注我们的官网和各大的官方社区。我们也将在陆续发布一些招募的一些指引。欢迎大家来体验，也希望大家多多给我们提一些反馈意见，我们会对这些反馈意见做出很好的优化和修改。同时呢 ，Delta Force 是我们团队的第一款的跨端产品，也是我们首次在主机平台上的尝试。我们的团队花费了非常多的时间和心力，然后我们希望能够把产品打磨好，和大家见面。也感谢大家一直在耐心的等待和支持，我们会继续努力，会打磨好我们的主机版本。除此之外，我还想给大家带来一些全球电竞的新消息。今年呢，我们将举办首届的 Delta Force 烽火地带的全球总决赛，来自8大赛区的顶级战队将在烽火地带的战场上角逐首个全球的总冠军头衔。各个赛区的预选赛也将逐步的开展，每一位玩家都有机会参与。更多的消息请关注我们的官方社区。最后，我想真心的感谢所有的玩家在社区里面给我们反馈了非常多有价值的意见，也一起创作了很多有趣的话题和内容。过去几个月，我们看到了非常多各种各样充满创造力和想象力的作品不断的在社区里面出现，整个团队其实是非常喜欢也非常开心的，也期待有更多的一些内容在社区里面出现。谢谢大家，让我们一起打造更好的 Delta Force。
Well, welcome back to Operations Shot Caller, and we had some great shot callers in that last game and a great listen into Shadow during the break. Folks, we are getting those scores up to date, but it was a doozy. Very first game of the day, and we started out with a bang. Classic Operations, right? If we had an opportunity to see players and teams move extremely slowly around the map, play really patiently, but when they had a window of opportunity, they had to take the shot, and that's exactly what happened for some of our teams. I want to give a huge shout out to Sammy's squad at the very end there. Had a perfect opportunity to get to the actual extraction point early, set up on high ground, set up in the best position, and they were able to execute on it for the most part. It wasn't without trifle, though. There was a lot of trouble at the end with the other two teams trying to swarm onto them. But the only reason that happens, this is why I love Operations, is one small thing will butterfly into everything else on the map. The only reason it was utter chaos on that extraction point on the north side of the map was because Tyson's team decided to camp the water extraction on the south side of the map on that long off angled all the way up on the hill. So because of that, everybody had to swing up to that top fight and it was utter chaos. But we got to take a look at the scores because I don't know where people landed. I don't know how many people got out, and I don't know how many kills were exchanged hands. And so let's take a look at our scores again. These are total up points. You'll see a couple numbers here that I'll break down. But it was Team Sammy at the top with a sizable amount of loot. Actually, it looks like they were actually able to get out with 11.3 mil, which is a crazy amount more than I thought they had. Plus, they had 6 kills, so you can do the math there on the amount of value. That's going to be 125 points. We did it for you. And then Dome Patrol right behind, 9.5 million plus 4 kills. Now, this is what I was wondering, Tiff. It doesn't look like Los Miserables was able to get out with anything. So maybe they just sent one player out because they didn't think the other 2 would get out. And they didn't want to sell. I don't know what happened, but even still, they didn't earn any points. But Dome Patrol did end up getting a player out of the map, which is the one question that I didn't know. It looks like they actually got 2 Nowhere, and Sing Song technically got out. Now, the way this works is super interesting because I'm pretty sure they were not full killed, which is the reason we had 2 people on either team both get out. So it was Nowhere that was knocked but not full killed. Gorilla was full killed, so he had 0 points under his loot totals, but Sing Song was the last alive. So Sing Song and Nowhere for Dome Patrol both technically get out, while Sammy and Warren both technically get out, but Sammy and Warren had quite a bit more loot compared to their opponents. So crazy way to end that one. Those are the only 2. But the big question mark is what happened to Los Miserables, because one of their players got out, but he didn't get out with anything.
Yeah, we definitely need the information on that, but I do respect Tyson's push on that zip to get to the extraction. Unfortunately, does get shredded off, but it was the timing, right? Because as soon as Tyson makes that push, you hear the shots come through, and that's where you start seeing Dome Patrol trying to filter down that tube. They were looking to throw shoulders, try to get that early pick, and they were playing off the Los Miserables, and I think it was a great read by Equal, right? Wasn't initially going to let them pick, throws the frag, connects for that, but regardless, it was almost like the distraction they needed because you start to see the essential kind of flick to just towards the right? Equal looks there, starts connecting with some hit markers, but then is when the siege started. The fact that even Sing Song is able to get out with their life, get some of that loot, I believe it was just right about 4 point something each in loot value for those 2 players. It's still pretty good considering that's just the first game of the day.
Yeah, that's the thing that I love about operations because, when you take a look at some of the minutia and the things we had to miss, it was so chaotic at the end. I didn't know exactly how many people were up, who got fooled, who didn't. And looking back now, looking at the stats, we now fully understand what happened, which again, as a reminder, it was a crazy fight. I'm sure you'll see those replays again at the end of the broadcast today because it was so dang cool. 2 people were on their feet when that extraction timer ended, so they both get out. 2 people were full killed, so they get nothing. And then 2 people on opposite teams were also knocked, crawling around. They still get out, which is why you had 2 people extracted on 2 teams from the same extraction point. A wild moment. And I think Sammy, as much as we gave credit to him, he's got to be kicking himself a little bit. Like, nice job, we got out and we're at the top of the leaderboard. But it's only by a tiny margin on our leaderboard now, because he ran out of ammo on Sing Song, who got up. If he could have had a full clip as Sing Song climbs up onto the platform, could have killed Sing Song, full wiped him, and they would have been up by over 40 points or so based on what Sing Song was able to get out with. So yeah, anyways, fun notes, fun math. I'm really excited to see how game 2 shakes things up because I think a lot of our teams are going to think a little bit different about some of the encounters they take, and especially based on what spawn they have. They now know the extractions are likely going to be camped. Things are going to be a little bit different, and I think we're going to have a very slow beginning of the game as per the usual, and the end is going to be cinema. So you're not going to want to miss us. Hang in there. Let's talk to each other while they're all looting around and trying to get some intel, because it's going to be slow to start, but then it's going to get real fast real quick.
I think we get close to extract.
Let's get this safe. Get this safe. This safe's free, right?
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah, but it never has anything.
Yeah, but I mean,
there is a spawn right below us. There's a spawn right below us.
Wait, who's
I got the map. I got the map. What does the map do? Doesn't it lead you to red?
I don't think so.
Doesn't the map lead you to big red?
I don't think so.
You sure?
The map leads you to a big red?
I thought that's what it does.
What position do we want to play? What position do we want to play? We got to figure this out.
I mean...
Okay, that's what I want to know. Tell me about the position.
No, this is
a terrible.
No, it's a bad spot. Let's get to where we were. Let's get to where we
Trap deployed.
Oh! Want to get to where we were, but the Dillionaires, Lord Dilly on your screen, already into some early action, very similar to what we witnessed in game number 1. Can we get the res on Diluted?
Yeah, my bad. I didn't know if it was gonna be super fast paced early or not. Good grief.
Claro, métete el loot en la mochila.
Pero sube por otro lado, por aquí no subes.
Voy. Levanta el chaleco.
Vamos rápido que tenemos la sala buena por aquí. No, para allá no, que eso son las celdas.
¿Por dónde coño se sube? No me acuerdo.
¿Esto lo ha loteado alguien?
¿Por detrás tuya?
¿Lo has loteado esto tú, Soceño?
Yo.
I mean, they definitely have some of the guards here just on the outskirts of Medical Lab. Looks like they would have gotten one of the spawns here. So far, I haven't heard too much bad vibes surrounding the spawns we got. In game number 1, they were like, hey, I'm just not familiar with this initial spawn, right? So kind of rotating out of here, we could run into some teams that I wouldn't be expecting, but January at Turzen. This is the squad that got taken kind of
I got a nade shot here.
out of pocket by Equal, right? Remember when they were kind of playing so far ahead? Now they're going to be a little more cautious from the angles.
Yeah, you check left, you check right, you check down. Sometimes you forget to check up, and that's what happened last time.
That's what I'm saying.
They lost one, and then they were just on their back foot the whole time.
I don't know. If we just take it easy now, the team who's...
Better check the surroundings first.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other thing to remember too, like obviously if the Raven boss is here, those guards are a little bit tough to kill. You got to throw some bullets down range, but more than that, I mean, especially with the loot they're bringing in,
killing everything.
it's more that it's a signal flare for everybody else to say, yo,
Yeah, my head's cracked.
Yeah.
Armor full cracked, head full cracked.
I think from yeah.
I thought that's the full repair, by the way. Just chill. There's a team to our bottom right, I think, as well.
Shit.
It's like a team by Blue Ping. Are they up top on that?
4 seconds left on that helmet repair combo, but at least they're gathering their comms, trying to locate where the opposing team is. But he peeks for maybe a half a second and gets his head clean off.
He's still there with a sniper.
Yeah. Ooh, very close. A connection there could have opened things up. And again, I think they're mostly worried about getting third-partied right now. This fight is doable. They can take this fight slow. The problem is if they're all staring down lane at this fight on the stairs. Yep. Here's a team from behind. Sandwiched between two. This is a brutal spot to be and in a shock arrow right now. Gonna try to back up. Smoke and run. I like it. Triple blaster coming. They're swinging on this fight. This is gonna be a huge moment for potentially Tyson's team to swing up on the other side and sandwich the squad. But it is a bit risky.
I mean, that's a great rotate from Tyson out of Medical Lab straight into the cells. Especially if you're hearing things happening. You take that as your sign to completely annihilate. But I will say at Turzen, January, and Freeland here, they have done a really good job of getting their kind of situation repaired, right? You got it all done, you dive down a different level, you just keep looking.
There's one right here. One guy right here. He's hit a bit. Careful.
If you can get a headshot from Matterson, that would be huge to open things up. But again,
I know.
you don't want to take...
I have a trap in there.
You don't want to take this fight where it takes too long, because again, it's a signal flare that somebody else could third party from behind. There's a careful call from teammates for Addison.
For the smoke, I think. Almost.
Other team gonna move in.
Careful of getting flanked.
I'm gonna close this door. I'm gonna close this door. I'm gonna put another trap up.
Setting trap.
Is it troll to take this zip? I don't know.
I mean, based on what we saw from Tyson trying to hit the extract, sometimes those zips can be kind of troll.
I don't know, bro. Let's stick to what we know. I have traps there alerting us if anybody goes in. Probably not gonna do that.
Yeah, you got to remember with the amount of loot everybody's bringing in too, these traps are actually extremely valuable because you're already way down, so everybody's moving slowly. You hit those sonic traps, you are
they might be rotating here.
Crawling
I don't think they can get around
through that disruption.
They can get through right here. Oh shit, they can get through right here. There's two doors right here. They're on the other side of this. I'm gonna, yeah, they just trapped it. I'm gonna get the other.
We have to figure out a way to disengage, I think.
I mean, we gotta do something. We gotta do. People have already stacked up on loot now. We have to get some loot. But I mean, one team and like 3 mil each will get us quite a few points.
The kill. Don't worry about the loot. Like kills will happen as less time happens. People are gonna move the switches and shit. They have to move.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, so they've got a good game plan right here. Definitely need to bounce back after that initial game 1, but if we're just going to focus on those kills, this isolated fight that was no longer isolated, but kind of just drawing it out, hopefully that really pushes off Tyson's team, because you know, like based off game number 1, if they can't take an easy fight, they will slowly back off and rotate to a section of Tide Prison where they can maybe find something that benefits them better.
I know it, but I'm tired as fuck today, so like I know that they're on the other side of the ledges. They trapped up. The other team, I think we were 4 teams here, so at least one team.
Yeah, I think they're just worried about getting sandwiched. It's basically most of the comms is just trying to figure out where do we go, how do we get there. And here's a quick look. He is right, by the way.
Let's go somewhere.
On the other side, you can see a couple of the players very, very close to them.
Is it outside? Let's go. Let's do it.
They move up into construction area. They're going to rotate out. I think this is a good call.
And away we go. Through the water.
Place to play, by the way, for the finals.
Yeah, dude.
For the final circle, we wait to see what gets hit. The only thing is if boat is like the main thing people fight over, we're kind of far as fuck.
This play is confusing as hell. So, but I know it. I had a crazy fight here.
Yeah, that's the super interesting thing. I saw somebody in chat say it. Map is very new still, right? There is a lot of brand new stuff on this map that people are still learning. Some people have a ton of info on it, but not every single corner, every angle is permanently known by everyone. I like construction. You can see where January and Co are. They're on our screen right now, and top right, way up there. And it looks like just about everybody else has absconded from that area. They're able to get out of the way
I'm actually gonna check
from Lord Dilly, and because of that, it does open up a route for Nowhere, Gorilla, Sing Song. They've moved all the way up through mid, all the way to the control room.
I think that's bots. But we could take a little look down here, and then we can run back up here and hold from here.
Oh, smoke?
Okay. Okay, that is a play. Okay, that is a play. That's a player smoke. It's dark. That's a player smoke, isn't it?
I think so.
Oh, we can see a fight here. We can see a fight here from Lord Dilly and Nowhere, depending on who shoots first. Dilly, Nowhere, Adderson, all can take looks at each other here.
So if, I mean, yeah, somebody hold from up there.
Our win con too is if we can ride a kill and send someone to through no bag. That might be a good play to catch up.
Okay, so do you hear kind of what's going on? Basically, they want to send someone potentially through that extract where you have to drop your backpack, but they want to play after they get a kill. But I think those are good things to keep eyes out on, especially when January's playing back, but it's Tyson here. Once again, the setup, and here comes the swing. I love that we're going to bait our teammate out, but you get the Volt Arrow out. Tyson trying to stay healthy, but goes down, now down to 1.
A solid trade until that moment. You can see it does. Oh my gosh, Zap is on 1 HP. Because of that, it is a 1v1 for now. Zap now fully healed back up. Should be able to get into the mix, but losing all armor, all helmet. Needs to push in with his teammate, and instead just does it himself. Down goes the final player. Tyson's team is out of here. Wow, what a fight.
Love the angles that they had initially preserved for, and here comes the res. Pick him up, bring him to safety, especially when other players could be in a neighboring area playing off those audio cues, looking for a clean third party, but that should be a nice 3 kills for them, some good points on the board, and some loot. As you can see, we've got some teams on the move, but they're isolated for now. They should not get third partied, and I do love left. I do love what Gorilla's doing.
Yeah, we've got a Mandel Brick in hand, looking for some extra points, but it also is going to give them a threat level, and that threat level is very high. Nowhere, Sammy Sucks, about to engage with one another. We got to pay attention to the left-hand side. Our team is looting up. They're getting ready to go again. Zap Squad is alone at the bottom of the map, but Nowhere, Gorilla, Sammy Sucks, all near each other, but everybody knows where this Mandel Brick player is, so you're going to see Lord Dilly potentially swing over here and play the backside of this Mandel Brick. You're also going to see January, Adderson. They're going to swing up and probably play the backside of Dilly. This is about to be 4 teams fighting each other on the north side of the map because of this Mandel Brick.
Come on, Rex, you can do it. There you go.
We're going on a trip.
Oh my god, they're not going on a trip. What kind of trip was that? Straight to the grave if we can't get the res.
What?
Equal plays yet again, finds the angle first. Sammy sucks team, sees one, sees another. Down goes Run It Power. Just a misplay. They didn't know they had an angle on him.
Scan left.
Big pickup here. Run It Power gets fooled. Actually, that is just a hair in the past. That's the one we saw. So that's a completely unaware Run It getting cut down. But you're right. They're probably going to pick up the body and back up in the vents to go ahead and get the res.
They got body. I'm going.
Okay, let's scale.
One on our left somewhere.
Oh, I think that's a bot, bro. They're rezzing. Brother, no way that hits me. Nading.
Woo! Heard the cook nade, pulls out one, pulls out a second.
Wipe!
And that's a full wipe. Holy, what a swing.
There's more in there. There's more. They pulled back.
Are there two teams fighting here?
Oh yeah, you
Did they
know
just
it's gonna
get
be a real party.
sandwiched?
I think so. Well, that would make sense why they ran up ahead, but a Turson is going to grab a kill from that at least. We do have the Sonic traps available, but look where Nowhere is. Nowhere is split around Gorilla, kind of sandwiching in a Turson, Freeland, and January, but it looks like they could be pushing straight to a 2v2.
One of you guys.
That was so discombobulating because it was equal plays playing originally for that shot.
Careful, we're not there with you.
And then it's Adderson coming in from the backside, actually getting the cleanup there. But everybody's right on top of our Mantle Brick team, which is Gorilla, right down below. You can see the Mantle Brick on their minimap.
This is the layer we needed.
Two teams in the vents. Two teams in the vents and a team below Tiff. This is unreal.
It's starting to feel really House of Dragon like. Little blood and cheese.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, below me right now.
I don't have a trap. He's looting. I don't have a trap. He's looting. He's looting in the vent by himself.
They sound above, bro.
Yeah, they're just all in the vents. They're all in the vents. Did we just try to fight for the vent control? They're just running now through the vents.
Why do they come out here?
I don't know.
See, this is the point about learning Tide Prison when it comes to the vent system, at least, because it is so new. That's like, where are they going to come out from? I don't know, but look at the full rotate that Gorilla with the Mantle Brick was able to do. That is so evasive.
Jeez.
They just need to be able to locate that.
Well, that's the thing, though. Like, I think, I'm pretty sure that all three of these teams didn't know there was 4 teams in the area. When that one team got wiped, there was like, all right, there's one other team besides us. And nope, there were 2 others. And so everybody was just so confused that Gorilla's team was able to just grab the Mantle Brick and just keep running. And they ran all the way around. Look at that. They're running through the south side of construction. They're going to come through the upper east side entrance.
Yeah.
And they could go for the decoding station on the right-hand side of the map. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're going all the way for this decode. It's only 3 points, but we take what we can get.
But you just think about what they were able to escape with in game number 1. The scoreline was really close to Team Sammy. So everything that they can do to boost their scoreline, especially with that successful Mantle Brick deciphering, it's going to be another 3 points for them.
Yeah, 2 stars. Oh, this is a fucking.
Yeah, it's going to be Zap's team that's close enough to give it a threat level.
I hear them running towards.
So they've started. Everybody knows it. And now it's a matter of holding this position. Decently CQB.
You heard him from south?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna hold the north for a sec.
Shit, bro.
All right. Got to go on the defense to set it up for the Mantle Brick. I love that we popped the muscle injector to make sure that you can keep the movement going.
All right, I think we have to fight this team.
That's sketchy, especially if they're going to be juiced and you just go straight to fight them. But I have no qualms with what we're going to see from Warren and Sammy when it comes to those fights.
Yeah, here's a quick look at it. So you've obviously got the decode on the right-hand side. It was Zap Squad giving threat level on the Mantle Brick.
So it's whatever's
They're
over
just
there.
on the south side of Medical Lab.
Whatever's over there is.
Then on to the northwestern side over by Hydraulic, you've got that January squad with Adderson and Sammy's team, who are playing slow in the same spot they're playing 5 minutes ago.
We get a lot of points for
Timer is still plenty healthy. You still have 14 minutes on the clock. think my only question, Tiff, really is...
Oh wait, oh yeah, true. No,
yeah, so it's gonna go down to 2 mil.
You still have 4 or 5 mil.
They're above us right now.
Swap your guns out. Yeah. Just chill.
Oh, they want.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Basically, like how much loot these teams were able to get, and how much value they're gonna be able to extract with.
Not yet. Wait, is that yours instead?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, take these, because they're not mine. Take those for extract value. As a matter of fact, wait, leave that one. Is that one? No, here, take this as well. Drop that stand booster again. I'll use one. They're gonna hear this. Fuck it.
It's fine. They know we want to leave, so like we have to like play the game of like, are we actually gonna go or are they gonna like? Someone has to pull the switch.
Yeah, and it ain't gonna be us.
Because remember, the team Mandala could leave the Mandala and not even be defending.
They haven't even pulled the power.
I mean,
They're 13 minutes, and then we have 3 minutes. Is that final time, or is it just before it starts?
I wonder.
We could go and try.
Yeah,
but there's gonna be extra. Should we go for the extract campers? We could kill them.
I think so.
The reservoir extract in game number 1 was really difficult to get to because Tyson's team was camping it, and look who's already down there. Zap is sitting where the extract is, with Siloa kind of hanging on the other side, keeping a lookout to see if anyone's going to show up.
Go back in the water.
Wait, they took the zip up to the west lookout area.
Yeah, it's the same hold that Tyson's team did last time, so I think Adderson's team was able to pick up on the fact that somebody was looking at him there. So they've back up. Now, we do see 3 points, no questions asked from Gorilla's team. Nowhere, Sing Song. They're going to get their 3 points from their mantle brick. Well played. Nobody contests them. They said, fine, we'll take our 3 points.
I can get it, yep.
And I think they're just double checking that nobody else is around them, and yeah, they're right. Nobody's here.
Et moi je garde le bas, non? Vous allez à deux là où je garde le bas. Je garde le bas, moi, parce qu'il faut garder une vision. Ça arrive vite de mon côté, ça vient de reveal. Sortie tunnel là. Je suis pas reveal, hein.
T'as pas vu?
Non, il m'a pas vu,
Magnifique.
Quelqu'un snipe?
Oui, je suis snipe.
I love how they left one player over to kind of keep an eye on that extract. Should anyone make a push for that, they can easily annihilate them. You're right, it's the exact same hold we saw from Tyson in game number 1. But look at January Aturzen. They have read that, they called it, and they have started to rotate down.
So this is actually a huge risk for both of these teams. You got to remember, both of these teams have a crazy amount of loot, and they're about to see each other. Zap Squad should look down onto January in just a moment. Both teams have basically fully looted bodies on them, so they're looking at probably 8 mil plus per team of other people's looted stuff. This is a huge fight. Zap sees them, but can't get them out in fast enough. Aude's able to knock 2. That's going to be a 1 versus 3. And it looks like Sammy may have a long angle on them. But this is 3 different teams if Sammy has an angle all the way down the left side of the map. The question is, can they get the revives? They have the nice high ground. I didn't realize they were all the way up there, so they had high ground.
Yeah, let's go. We can scale.
They should be able to get the revives.
They're fighting. They're fighting.
Oh, we're pinching him right now.
Yeah.
I think those are the best comms, right? We're pinching them. They're fighting. Keep moving. They're full sending. Just trying to get to that angle. ASVAL in hand and a nice knock from distance. Almost 60 meters. Looking for the finish if we can connect it with the M700, and beautifully done. They're going to keep that pressure moving forward. And Zap, Siloa on your screen, trying to find some angles. Get that information from behind the rock.
Je me fais jeu de derrière. Tu peux mettre une smoke dans mon cul ou pas?
Okay, this is 3 teams. Odd fold.
Is there a rock right there? No, there's a rock right there.
I'm taking right.
Yeah. You've got frags. You can fish him out from behind the rock if you can.
And here's a look at it. So you can see Nowhere's team's all the way on the right-hand side right now. Equal plays. Makes a move. That's 1 down. Salawa's out. It's going to be Zap by himself. And he's got a crazy amount of loot. They heard the zip. So he's going to have to play these rocks and play the low ground. This is a unbelievable amount of loot about to go to Sammy's team, potentially. Unless Zap can get out. He could try to swim out of here, but it's extremely risky. And instead, he's going to play it slow and not give away any position with footsteps. Oh, they have him flagged.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It's just a matter of time.
No, new team.
Yeah, they're far. No, they're far. It's fine. We gotta keep.
Was hoping for, at least for Zap, that the new team was going to create enough of a diversion that they're not going to be able to full send it, but look at Warren, makes a zip play, hits the headshot onto Zap, and just runs away with it. More kills going the way, 2 equal plays, Sammy and Warren. They have been so wild to deal with here on Tide Prison.
I'm gonna loot this guy real quick. I need armor and shit.
This guy's got new.
I know. Just one sec.
I got two brand new helm repairs.
Okay, I got a helmet.
Sammy's team, they said to me in Discord, they say, hey, watch our squad. We're going to do some crazy stuff. And I guess they're right. This is a huge game for them. This is going to put them so far up the leaderboard. They might win off of this game. And it's going to be a game for second place going into our final map of the day. They got to get out, though, Tiff. And it is a 3v3 to end this map. And we've got 8 minutes, which feels like a lot of time. But you've got to pull some switches to get out of here.
Dome Patrol versus Team Sammy. And Sammy coming into the tournament today said it's going to be a wild one, lads. And it's exactly what this extract is going to be. Because you think about what happened in game number 1, just based off the tunnels on the northern side of Tide Prison. This time, it's Reservoir. Everything's out into the open. And Gorilla's been trying to hold an angle over by that kind of area where you dive into the reservoir. But if Sammy and them peek, Gorilla's going to light it up.
Yep.
Minute 30.
I think Sammy, the only player on that team that isn't stuffed to the gills with loot. Teammates likely have like 8 mil each. Sammy has only got about a $0.5 mil on him. He's the one with some open space. Likely that means Sammy will be the entry man. He's not giving quite as much away.
I'm gonna take zip. It's up there, but like we don't have time.
Sammy, come loot Zap. Come loot Zap. There's a whole body here that we haven't touched.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say.
You gotta grab it quick. Just honestly, maybe take his.
Yeah, I'd say grab anything and everything.
Where's this other team at?
Oh, they're gonna go for it.
Where's this other team at? They camping us?
I don't know. Maybe.
They might be. Keep your eyes on Gorilla. Sing Song nowhere. This is exactly the two teams that came down to the wire in game number 1, and Gorilla has entered the water. Water warfare is happening here in Tide Prison.
Oh, they're gonna take that.
They're taking it.
They're looting the other body as well.
Yeah.
Oh, the timer's on 15 seconds. They're trying to get the last bit of loot, but they've already made it to the platform. Oh my goodness, here goes Sing Song. Sing Song's just gonna try to get out with him. I don't think he's gonna get anything for it. 4 seconds and counting. Let's see if they pick him up. One traded out, just trying to extract. They don't care about it as much. Do they get out of there? Yes, they get the knock. Sing Song gets out, and the entire team of Sammy, I believe, make it.
I did. Wait, they're just gonna res, right?
Yeah, that's gonna res. He extracted. That means
okay,
they might
okay.
die. They might die in raid now.
Well,
because they're only a duo.
Okay. So again, this is the exact same thing that just happened, Tip. This is what I'm talking about. The hold was perfect. They had the right read. They just weren't close enough to actually threaten Sammy's team. They let Sammy's team make it there, and then they just ran out of time. Sing Song gets out with them. He got knocked, but he gets extracted with whatever loot value he had. Everybody on the map, all 6 players, had a crazy amount of loot. And we lose. I mean, Sammy's so far up the leaderboard, it's insane.
They're doing exactly what they need to do to find success here, but can you believe the push that we were about to witness? Had that come through maybe 5 to 10 seconds sooner, we could have seen one of the craziest 3v3s, but honestly, they would have all gotten picked off. You would have had to bait one, but nowhere. Gorilla still on the map. I believe Sing Songs did get out, but what are we going to do here?
He's got to hold.
Yeah, and again, it's like we got to loot up as much as possible, but we also got to figure out how the heck to extract in time, right? You look at your timer. We're running out of time very quickly. They're trying to maximize all value, but this is a huge game for both Nowhere's team and Sammy's team. Sammy's team easily extracted with, I mean, it had to have been 18 mil probably.
You only have one more game after this to try to rip them out of first place.
Chat, I want to hear from you if you think, look at this squad. I mean, they are min-maxing this loot right now. They got to piece all the weapons. They've got to fill every single spot that they can.
All right, time. You probably
I'm
have
at 5-3.
no time right now.
I'm at 5-3.
Okay.
Coming to you right now.
All right. Yeah.
And I think they're going to hit the no backpack extract. If you saw that, still was able to... kind of insane, Tiff, honestly. He had 5.2 mil no backpack. That's pretty wild.
Hey, gotta do what you gotta do. That's what you're talking about, maximizing all the space you've got available. At least you don't have the pressure from the other teams here now. You can kind of just frolic and check it all out. Still gonna keep angles, though, because they don't know that they're alone.
Okay,
That's right.
Go
They gotta double
this
check.
Ocean over here. And there'll be an exit right at the end. I think these zips help you get there on these platforms. I'm gonna go try shove shit up my ass. And then for the extract, you just have to dive in the water and it'll be like, you just gotta keep going deeper and deeper. You should be good.
We should go now. This way.
Yeah, so that, if you heard the read there, obviously Gorilla is not going to get it out of the map here. Doesn't have enough time. But Nowhere is going to try to run all the way around the right side of the map and get to the no backpack extract. So he's going to try to get there in time. He's got 5.2 million on him. And remember, even if Gorilla doesn't get out here, which he's definitely not going to, you still have Singsong, who got out. Singsong got knocked on the platform. And again, that's the second map in a row Singsong's getting out while knocked because of the timer going down without him full killed.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Look, it was a valiant effort. I enjoyed it. Look, if you're gonna take that zip and not go down, this just goes to show you what having all the red armor and helmets does when you don't allow the red ammo.
Yeah, absolutely. Took him just enough bullets to knock him, but not full kill him. So I don't know how much Singsong got out with. I think it's a decent amount, actually. Plus Nowhere's 5.2. They're still in the running to play for first.
I think me pushing in like that was actually really good. I destroyed 2 of their armors, which took millions off of them, for sure.
Ooh, I see what you're saying there, Sing.
That red armor in my backpack.
Yeah.
I still got out with something at least.
Yeah, I think it's going to still work out. We're still second place, and obviously nobody's really like extracting a lot of money right now except their team. So
yeah.
At this point, it's just.
I mean, one of the coolest extractions right here, honestly.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well played.
They're probably huge.
Great games from everybody involved. Here's a quick look at this extraction, by the way. You gotta throw in the scuba gear. Gotta get out of this prison. Well done from Nowhere to make it out, and a great call from the team to say, hey, we can still get out with some. Singsong was able to creep his way out of the map, but it was Nowhere with no backpack still getting it at 5.2 mil. Pretty insane, to be honest. And Gorilla's just going to try to throw anything in his safe box that he can. I'll have to check with the admins pending how the scoring works. It may not count regardless because he's not extracting with that value. But we'll let the admins figure that all out behind the scenes. What a great game, though, Tiff. I had a lot of fun watching this one yet again. And to be honest, it was actually a bit faster paced than the last one. We had a couple early fights that I wasn't expecting, and it was just because of positions on the map.
With a lot still.
I'm also really curious if game number 3, the pace goes even quicker, right? You're starting to kind of learn how the opposing teams are playing, where people are deciding to kind of rotate into based upon where they spawn. But their aggression, that's what we want, right? You're denying teams the chance to loot and rack up kill points by eliminating them early. So I just think it's kind of smart for them to do.
Yeah, honestly, really fun to watch. I was really impressed with everybody across the board. But again, I have to tip my hat to them. They said, watch out for us, and they were right. Sammy's team is unbelievable right now, doing everything right. I've been really impressed with what they've been able to do. Just the execution of the IGL calls, let alone the actual fights, have been really fun to watch. But they're getting to the extraction point early, making everybody come to them. They're the ones with all of the power in their hands, and they're winning because of that. It's going to be a tight race for the top 2 teams. Everybody else got a long way to go in this last round. But top 3 get rewards, so you got to remember that. everybody's still playing for something, and there's some individual rewards still out there as well. So we're going to do some math behind the scenes, but let's take a quick look back on that map. Some of those hype moments I was talking about, Tiv. You can break it down for me and tell me what you're seeing, because there were some really cool moments that we were able to see, especially some of these early fights where Adderson's team was kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, but they were still able to make the most of it for at least the first part.
Yeah, but look at this. The way Tyson was able to kind of bait that push and holds the angle, but just because you're throwing out all the arrows thinking you're going to be okay, that they're not going to push that. Well, look at Zap on the opposing side. Dude just full sends. Then it's the battle of the vents, right? The sandwiches coming through. Even with equal plays, just kind of throwing the peak, getting some of the craziest clean angles. Kind of unfortunate there for the Dillionaires.
I hear them running towards them.
Yeah, and again, this was the first time we saw a Mandelbrick as well. And that Mandelbrick's going to give them 3 points. You might say, well, 3 points isn't a crazy amount, but it was just a hair under the margin between the top two teams after the first game. And so every point will count, I believe, when it comes down to rewards.
Hit him.
It was Sing Song that ends up taking down Adderson. And this push from Sammy's team was unbelievable. Just really caught this team unaware. But I was most impressed with this moment. They get to the platform first. And although they had the right idea with the hold, Sing Song was able to get here and get Warren down to 1 HP, but not trade out. Sing Song was knocked. Still gets extracted, by the way. But then this squad, we send Nowhere out with no backpack to the no backpack extraction. And we've already got scores ready to go. Admin's working quick behind the scenes. Look at his total. This is not overall. This is just game 2. Good grief, Tiff.
Yeah, see, that's where I was thinking, and I'm thankful that you clarified the not overall. It says game 2 at the top. They got from Team Sammy about 125 points in game number 1. So we have far surpassed game number 1 performance in terms of our loot value, 226 points from that game. And you kind of heard Dome Patrol talking about it towards the end when they were kind of looking for that no backpack extract. They're like, no one's really getting out with a ton of loot value and acquiring points except Team Sammy.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. And it's what I thought. I thought it was going to be 18 mil. Instead, it was 21 mil. Here's a quick look at the overall score. Team Sammy, 11 kills overall between 2 games and 33 million in extract value for a total of 351 points. And Dome Patrol really put up a good fight. I was really impressed with what they were able to do. Still 5 kills overall and a mantle brick, which is an extra 3 points. But they're half the loot value, a little bit less. 15 million and 4 to put them at 167 points. Now, can any team put up another 20 million game? Absolutely. But for a team to put up a 30+ million game, if you're not one of these top 2 squads, to take first place is nearly impossible unless you wipe everybody on the map and sit there for 15 minutes, maximizing your loot value. But if you do, it is possible to score over 30 million in this with the amount of loot people are bringing in. There is a crazy amount of value on this map. And so who knows? Anything could happen. But right now it's looking like a race for the top 2. And then it's looking like a race for third. Quick reminder before we head to break, top 3 are making some prizing today. You're getting some mantle bricks, you're getting some Delta tickets if you're top 3. Right now, we have a, 4-way tie for third with 0 points. Keep that in mind. I don't know. It's looking crazy. Stay tuned. We're going to take a short break and then do some math behind the scenes, make sure everything's ready to go, and then we'll bring you the final map of the day. Don't go anywhere.
Has brought about the dawn of a new age. But now, my friends, insatiable tumor has descended upon this land, plundering our homes, harming our families, but threatening the bright future of Asara. For too long they have gone unchallenged, and they have infested the very core of our society. We must drive these rats out. Now is the time for change! Now is the time for judgment!
Let me detect first.
Stay on high alert. Don't let Havoc's lackeys escape.
Good shit, Sam. Fuck yes.
Where did they shoot at me from?
I think from yeah.
At the full repair, by the way. Just chill.
Me han tirado. No, me han clavado la puta.
Oh my god. Oh. Yeah. It's in the vent. One's in the vent. Broke his helmet. Nice. Good knock. Finish. Nice. Brother, no way that hits me. Nade. You're alone.
I hear them running towards us right now.
Welcome back, folks. Operations Shot Caller. Here's one more quick look at that overall leaderboard. And yes, it is a top 3 making some prizing today. And it's a race for a couple of these different positions. Team Sammy has been undeniably the best team on the day. But it's just these tiny micro decisions that have set them so far apart. Getting all 3 out last game. They were able to extract with 21 million. The score, the winning team is based on score on the right-hand side. That's going to be 351 points is the team to beat at the top. But Tiff, talk to me about this leaderboard again. Obviously, we're seeing crazy loot value from the top 2 teams, but it's still a race for third. Obviously, 2 teams tied there because of their kills at a total of 10 points each for Team Nox and Nips. But overall, yeah, what are you thinking going into the last map?
Yeah, I think game number 2 was really good for Team Nox. It's just unfortunate that Team Sammy also rotated into that area, which made things difficult because you got sandwiched in between Team Sammy and Dome Patrol, but you were really aiming to go ahead and get that reservoir extraction. So we know they can play for the end game. It's just all about not getting pinched towards the end. It's putting those preventative measures in that you're hearing people in certain teams prep for 5 minutes into the game. They're talking about where the extractions are, where they need to be in terms of who's going to push that in our surroundings. So it's just start that planning early, you know?
Yeah, start that planning early, make the early rotations. We talk about this with operations all the time, is that if you're the one early rotating, getting to the right position first, you have all of the power. As long as you don't miss your shots and you win your ones, you're going to win. The tough thing is when there's a third party, right? Which we saw in the very end of our first map. The third party fights made things a little bit mixy, but otherwise Team Sammy had the power position. Same thing happens in the second map, albeit Gorilla and Co, they are holding that water extract pretty early, waiting. They don't actually have the right hold, and I think it's just a little bit of a mistake. There wasn't another great place to hold that part of the map. There's a decent bit of cover on that little buoy that holds up where you actually extract from. Because of that, Team Sammy was able to get there. They were able to get on the platform. They yet again had the power. Now, again, I've been impressed with Nowhere Squad and Gorilla and Sing Song. They've done a great job of making sure they get out with something. Backpack extract, and then obviously Sing Song getting out, crawling around for the second time in a row. But this last map's going to dictate it all, right? And I think there's an absolute possibility Team Sammy gets wiped in this map, and it could open this thing open a decent bit because of the amount of loot value they're bringing in. So we'll see what happens. I think a defensive playstyle here from Team Sammy, don't do anything crazy, play slow, should win them this tournament. But the question is, who gets third? Who gets second? This is absolutely still anybody's game. I mean, I got it to my hat to Adderson's squad too. That Adderson team has been playing really, really well. They just haven't gotten out yet. If they get out this game, they could take second, if not higher.
You are asking for a basic defensive play from Team Sammy on your screen. Do you think there is an interesting way to take this squad down, to break them down? You saw what Sing Song did towards the end.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they want to do. We'll listen into their comms and see what their calls are.
Oh, we're already
They kind of said this game's for fun because we're ahead, but I mean, if one team wipes the whole lobby and gets all the loot, like that's like 30+ mil.
You got smoke arm?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's fine. It's fine. Nothing happened. It's fine.
Every time I hear someone say it's fine, it almost never ends up fine.
Oh, we're already in a fight. I thought these were NPCs down below, but no, January's on the other side, and we lose Warren. Warren is full kill. That's going to be a kill to the other side, and it's going to be a 3v2. Gonna throw some shock arrows, gonna try to back out. They don't have to actually take this fight. This is the defensive position I was talking about.
Nah, it's fucked.
Nah, it's so good.
Yes, we can. If I squeeze it into that.
Ooh, with an angle coming in from that. I mean, Sammy's out here trying to put that pressure on to make sure we can put a play on from Warren, but you see equal here.
I broke armor on one. I mean, do we play or just play to like the fucking live in grief now?
I mean, dude, I had everyone on that team cracked at one point.
I know, but like the thing was, I was just so far from you, I couldn't like get to you. That's the issue.
Are you surprised?
I mean, bro, I feel like we can't just run in there now.
Based off some of the plays we saw him make in the earlier games, being extended out, looking for kills and early knocks.
Yeah, they played for the grief. It's Jan's team. They're playing for the grief. I think it's Jan's team. They're playing for the grief. I think.
So they gave us comms. They gave comms.
Well,
I guess they did.
I was giving them comms.
How can I get out, bro? There's water right there.
Wait, Sam, I'm already out.
His vest, like not let it get damaged.
I took it. Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. Okay, I'll go hide it. I'll go hide it. I'm gonna go hide it. I'm gonna go hide it.
I mean, we just time this team out.
That'll do. We gotta, we'll repair that.
It's been
later.
really interesting to see the strat of people taking the red gear and like yeeting it somewhere, but like, yeah, I'm just gonna hide it.
Yeah, well, because it doesn't give them any value. So you basically have to make a decision like, oh, I just got, you know, a vest off of somebody else. It gives me value. If I keep mine, that has no bearing on my loot value, and it just takes up space. So you could repair it, yes, but...
Focus on us.
Maybe just hide in this corner until they start fighting.
I'm down for that.
That's how you take a smart fight. You hear the comms come in. Maybe we just hide in this corner until they start fighting. Nowhere. I'm down. Yeah, let's make that happen. It's okay, though, because as soon as you make that pinch, that's everything that we were talking about not wanting to see for some of our teams that are looking to jump up the leaderboard. Don't let yourself fall into these traps. And it's really tough to kind of navigate that based on who's nearby. But Warren still hasn't been able to get picked back up. Sammy and Equal are just going to be kind of the solo players for now. 2 of the 3 remaining.
Bro, do these guys know where we are?
I don't think they're coming out.
Yeah, they already looted up Warren, obviously. Oh, nice find. Little satellite comm there. Good pickup. Now, we've got Odd and Salawa behind. Zap, they potentially could find an angle on Sammy. It is possible.
Hold on.
It looks like they've taken Warren's body all the way down, looted him up. January's team now taking a look back potentially at Sammy.
Yeah, go up.
Someone just jumped in the water there.
Okay, I just trapped this. I mean, if they come up this, it's just fucking dead. You got silent gun? I'm trying not to make noise. Yeah. We could just sit here, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm fine with sitting on this fucking.
It's so loud now.
But like, what? So if
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. Warren, I think we're thinking too much.
I'm just trying to think about leaderboard right now. We're not guaranteed a win right now.
We're not.
No. So, listen.
So we just need Gorilla's team to not do well this raid.
Yep. I'm going to become Thanos. I have the Infinity Stone. I'll bring us home.
What?
Okay.
What's
okay?
What's the Infinity Stone?
Okay. Do you not know what Thanos does? A little Thanos snap.
No, I do. I meant in game. What is he talking about? Is he just saying that is one reference I at least get on broadcast? All right, I do understand.
Thank you.
One.
I was worried there for a second, Goj. I was like, we're gonna have to work on your pop culture references, your anime references. I got you.
Yeah, that's exactly right. No, I get the references more of like, what is he? Is he just saying he's good at the game, or does he have something I don't know about? That's so funny. Well, anyways, they've got a fight happening potentially up top. It's gonna be very slow though. This one happening on main. Addison's found an angle potentially on somebody. So likely Zap squad on the south side of the map.
I don't even know if that's Equals' team or not.
I love that we're on a mission, right? Because you want Team Sammy. That is the team that you need to go down. And knowing that there's potential, only 2 of the 3 for the one that was able to loot him, and I believe it was Addison.
They must have left. They wouldn't. They can't come back for Warren, you know.
Ooh. Goj, what do you think here?
Shit.
They're not going back for Warren, obviously.
Yeah.
Playing more conservative, but look where they're kind of held up in.
What's behind this door?
I
That's
wouldn't.
what I want to know.
I
Somebody's
wouldn't
right outside
even
this door.
think about Sammy's team anymore. Like they're just gonna sit there the rest of the game. There's no reason for them to play quick at all. They don't have player advantage. They're not moving, and so you got to pay attention to the other side. January obviously giving comms on a team from behind.
Running. No enemy operators. Maybe it wasn't, but they started moving at the same time. That's why. Okay,
right now, my eyes are actually being drawn to Tyson's squad. Tyson and Zap about to engage right here. I think Zap knows that Tyson's team's on the other side, holding that angle. Addison's team's going to hang out here for a while, knowing Sammy's team's on the north side, and there's a squad to the south. But it's Zap and Tyson about to engage, potentially. I assume they know where each other are.
Je suis avec toi, je reste avec toi.
Mais moi, je vais pas ulti et tout, frère.
Ouais, mais je peux te boost,
Il y a 2 teams close, hein.
Zap needs some redemption here based off that initial fight we saw after being sandwiched out by Reservoir. But I love that Zap locked in on the Tempest. Great operator of choice to go in on Tide Prison just based on the surroundings, some of the extra movement speed that you get, the roll. If you're going to go hyper aggro and throw it all for broke here in game number 3, lock in a Tempest.
Como ha pasado antes. Que se puede ir por aquí abajo, pero es jodido.
Have a shot at me.
Okay, I do.
This is a team.
Something under us, like
something under me here.
might
as
be
well.
coming from the door.
Oh my God! Whole team holding here. Jesus.
Found him.
Wow.
Back up.
It's fine. Oh my God! How did he hit me? How did he hit me with that?
I accidentally stuck you.
Oh, okay. I thought it was them.
I was about to say that.
Wow.
That was crazy visual.
Oh.
Oh, the other team's behind us.
Nothing like I accidentally hit you.
Yeah, I heard a
the
thump
chaos
south of me.
before the other team pushes in.
Yep. They're in our old position. Right there.
I almost fried one's helmet. I hit another helmet a few times.
It's a pretty big fight here. Obviously, it's going to be Gorilla and Sing Song on the other side, on the south side. Looking down.
Closing the door behind
Dude.
us.
I can't get this shit fucking...
I can't. Do you have a trap
Sammy's team is really hoping that Addison's squad wins this fight, right? Because Gorilla's team is second place right now. If they fall and get wiped, Sammy's team almost assuredly wins this event.
Me too.
I fried 2 of their helmets. I have all an 80.
I think that's a solid calm because you kind of heard them talking about it. As long as Gorilla does not have a good game in game number 3, we should be chilling.
Yeah.
Sneaky, sneaky.
What's out on the left?
Yeah.
Ulting me.
Hit me.
Yeah.
I push this.
Yeah, I'm holding. Yeah, hold. I knocked on.
Oh my gosh. Gorilla laces one with the AS Val. A little bit of help from his team. He's looking weak as well, but a nice pick.
Ready, and we're gonna push off the. They're gonna try to res this shit.
I rob him.
It's Freeland down. That's gonna be on Adderson's squad.
Yeah, if you can find space somewhere else. Me and you are gonna have to pressure this.
North.
Nowhere. Can you dart this by any chance?
Yep, trying to.
Check the surroundings first.
Yeah.
One on left side.
Dart's going through. Dart lights up one.
Okay. We're just gonna make sure they can't get res. They're going for it.
Going for it.
I'm gonna smoke out and try to. I'm gonna try to butterfly the guy on the.
You can hear the res beeping. Sonic Trap is gonna at least give them a moment of reprieve.
I didn't even see
Res might go through it. A nice shot. Nowhere goes down. A huge pick from, I believe, January from distance.
Okay.
Baits out the res and gets a knock. It's going to be a 2v2.
He's above me.
They actually got the res off. It is a 3v2 right now.
Stay close door. Get ready to go from that side.
Okay.
One of you
This
guys
is two
needs to
different
go
teams,
from that,
isn't it?
From that side. No, same team. He just picked up body. They're resing.
Okay. Okay, where? Go, go, go.
A lot of presence. Back on over to Zap. That's where you're seeing what you get from Tempest. You can immediately disengage, get out with your life, but Gorilla goes big. A Turzin down, Freeland down, and that is a full kill onto them. Can we get the last player?
Holy cow, what a play from Gorilla. Zap is in the mix. There is a third team here on the other side of the map. Right around the corner. Zap is here to try to make a play in a fight of his own. This is against Lord Dilly. This is two different fights. These are not encountering each other. And it is Lord Dilly's team that is getting wiped right now by Zap. It's going to be a 2v1 on this side, and it's a 2v1 on the other side as well. Two full fights happening at the same time, and Sammy's team is just laughing to themselves, hoping that Gorilla Squad goes down. But it's Gorilla Squad and Zap Squad that have the advantages right now in these two separate fights.
Il vous push, sur le côté gauche. Là-bas, mon ping.
Cache-toi, Silo. Je suis en train de...
Deux ici.
Tu peux bait pour moi, Silo?
Ça arrive d'ici, frère, ça va arriver d'ici, sur ta gauche,
On va aller les jouer, frère, nique sa mère, hein, non?
On les joue intelligemment, frère, on les joue intelligemment. Tranquille, tempo.
Je me reset, full reset.
As per the usual, Tiff, patience is a virtue. They had their advantage, they took it, they were able to get 2 and the fulls, I believe. And yes, it's a 2v1, but they don't want to risk anything, especially when they have no plates or anything like that. We swing over to Tyson's team, the one team that's not been in any of these fights, and all of a sudden now they are. Taking a bunch of different utility. Sonic traps, drones, everything in the mix. Here's a quick look at the map and some of the fights that are happening. Obviously, bottom left-hand corner is a big one. It's going to be Adderson's squad and Gorilla's team fighting each other. Gorilla's team obviously get the better of their opponents for the most part. Top half of the map is 3 teams. Bottom half of the map's 3 teams. Utter chaos in the last map. Everybody's got to go for broke, especially if you don't have a lot of points.
Definitely respectable. We thought the pace of play was going to go crazy here on the final map, and it's not disappointing in any way, shape, or form. But Tyson, who's been known for taking up angles, the patience, waiting out doorways, what are they going to do when they start to get mixy on the northern side of Tide Prison? I know Zap, who, quite frankly, did not get out on that reservoir extraction in game number 2, has got to be feeling some type of way, playing for the long game, wanting to make a pressure on the leaderboard. Speaking of that, though, Gorilla still moving towards Team Sammy down there on that southwestern side.
Yeah, and again, January is the actual only player alive for that team in green. Adderson and Freeland are both down. They're just not off the map yet because they've got their yellow timers still up. January's not going to be able to get those revives. They're going to get camped the entire time. So we move up to the other fight, which is Odd, full down. Zap and Salawa having to push a fight that they think they can take. The problem is there's 2 teams here. Tyson squad is in the area as well.
Je peux pas.
That is such a cool ability. Can I just say I'm a big Tempest fan? Like, Getting all the way up there and be able to immediately get pulled back like that, I love it.
Like I'm telling you, it's all about the movement, especially for Tide Prison, because when you think about it, and she's down in operations mode, she can activate that spine to get the burst, you can revive yourself, so it's great for those solo aggressive plays. You get the free self associated with it.
Better check the surroundings first.
I saw a tempest behind us or something.
Oh no, Zap.
Zap might be closing in on this. They should be decently separated still, but could be pushing down from the north side here.
Le papillon, s'il vous plaît.
Tranquille, tranquille, on les baisse
C'est en train de
d'ici,
nous
hein. Ils valent corps à corps, les gars, hein. On les baisse d'ici. Hein.
Je me reset en fast.
Basically a long route on the west side of the map that everybody's contesting. Here's a look at it. Gorilla on top. And this is who I thought they were being contested by. Yeah, it's Sammy and Equal. They're lacking Warren, but they have an opportunity to try to make a play against the only team that can threaten them on the leaderboard. It's risky.
I'm gonna open this. I have my fucking red in here.
I think I forgot.
I like it.
Ooh, some connections going there for Kronko, and seeing what we can do in this vicinity.
Tira uno.
All right.
Pongo mino y aguanto, ¿vale? Aguanto. Cuidado que hay uno con sniper ahí. Me tengo que levantar el casco, ¿vale? Aguanto.
Good frags. Nice knocking full onto Rex.
Got them.
Lineups go crazy for Luna, hit marker, and Lord Dilly of the Dillionaires.
Le he pillado mina, no le he dado. ¿Me ha hiteado?
No.
Se ha subido arriba, túnel.
It's a big wipe here for Tyson's team. Several more points going their way. They should get a crazy amount of loot from this. They could jockey and play for this third place position, if not higher up, pending the way the rest of these fights go. Nice kills, nice win from Tyson's squad. They should get a crazy amount of loot from this, as per the usual. They got 2 gold bars as well. Where they find that? All right. Looking pretty good. Already at 1.2 mil without looting any bodies yet.
Van a venir, ¿eh? ¿Por dónde hemos venido? No nos oyen.
Big fan of the loot quality here, and quite frankly, with 13 minutes to go on Tide Prison, we're doing okay, but here comes the push. They're gonna fly off the Dragonfly, and Zap on the Tempest does immediately throw down. Tyson gets a knock on a nap, but the trade comes through. What are we gonna do in a 2v though?
Nah. Oh, tough push.
Even with the Volt Arrow?
Yeah, tough push. They came swinging on that fight. It was a good call. The crazy part about that fight, actually, is less that Zap's team won, but they did it with Odd. They were able to go get that revive on Odd, who got back into the map on a yellow timer. I think missing probably most of his loot. He likely got looted. The body was alone for so long. But he wasn't camped the entire time, so they get Odd back, and they have enough to win that fight. Odd's not there. They lose that fight, and Tyson's team's still on the map. But because they got the revive onto Odd, they had 3. They were able to play the trades. Tyson's team fully wiped and out of here. Now we've got Run It Power on the other side. The last remaining player, I believe, for the Dillionaires.
That's what the guys that are winning were doing. They were just slamming the shit out of everybody and just grabbing shit. We were just scared all the time.
Okay, well, in hindsight, it is true. Sammy's and them were just absolutely taking those fights and looting like crazy from where they took down players.
Yeah, I know it's hard to push, but that doesn't mean you have to just try to stay away from everyone.
Ok, j'ai mon ulti dans 20%.
C'est ses potes qui arrivent, il est pas tout seul, les gars.
C'est pas grave, vous allez me laisser jouer, on va faire le même move.
Well, here's a quick look, Tiff, at the map. Obviously, this gives us a ton of information. We've got 1 player left for the Dillionaires. Run It Power, still alive, trying to at least play spoiler to an opposite team. January, last alive for that Addison team that we've been talking about. January trying to play spoiler as well. But my eyes go to the top 2 teams on the leaderboard that are about to engage with each other. We got to take a look at Sammy Sucks and Nowhere, Gorilla, Sing Song. It's going to be a 3v2 down here. This is a huge fight. This could dictate everything.
These are the type of fights that I live for. Sammy, ready for the lineup.
On the boxes.
The cheekiest of lineups that we're witnessing here. Thread that nade straight through that. Let it cook. Will that connect?
Enemy hit.
Chat, this is a gigantic fight. If Sammy and Equal die here, and that'd be a full wipe of the team at the top, they're not going to get any points on the leaderboard in this last game. Yes, they have like an 18 mil lead over this squad. But as a reminder, Sammy's team,
someone has to.
They looted 22 million is what they extracted with last game with all three alive. If Gorilla Squad is able to do that and get the same value, they could win this tournament in this map.
It's definitely pretty wild if they could make that happen. And with 10 minutes to go, this is where people are going to start thinking about extracting, right? So while we did get some aggressive plays early on in our game 3, it's definitely kind of stalemated here.
You just have to stop them extracting. Or if we find out who it is, maybe feed them. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
He saw me. I'm gonna get naded off that. I gotta move.
It looks like we lost. I think it was our unit power maybe last alive for the Billionaire Squad. I think they were full wiped now. So it's just January on the north side with Zap. But I have to stay paying attention to these top two teams at the bottom, right? If Sammy, basically here's our win conditions, right, Tiff? Like, if Sammy and Equal die here, and Gorilla's team gets out, they likely win. It's going to be close, but they likely do. If Sammy and Equal, they don't even have to wipe Gorilla Squad. If they can just prevent at least one person from not extracting, that could be enough to maintain their position at the top of the leaderboard. They basically just need one person dead. Full dead, which is going to be nearly impossible in a 3v2 true fight.
They might try to singles.
Ooh, Equal.
These guys get big.
Is that Warren coming in with those comms? You cannot let them get all of the loot. Equal's going to have to preserve some of this.
That's a huge takedown. Sammy's obviously still in red timer, so could get the revive here, but it's not worth the risk. We need to make sure an Equal is able to take down Gorilla. That's 2 down. It's going to be a 1v1 for the final fight here. This is to win this tournament. Whoever wins this fight likely wins. Much more of a responsibility on the side of Equal Plays to win this. Gorilla is getting revived, but the timer does signal that Equal Plays is going to come flying in, and because of that, Nowhere's going to back off. It's going to be a 1v1. Doesn't connect on the shock arrow, but it's tight. Such a wild place to fight 1v1 for the tournament. Sing Song is on yellow timer. Easily still a winning tournament for Nowhere's team. If Nowhere's able to grab the win, he finds a nice angle, but he doesn't connect with too much. Could be just enough. It might be what he needs here, Tiff.
I know Summerween just happened, but let me just tell you, the jump scares in Tide Prison are crazy. Are you laughing at my Summerween celebrations?
That was good.
I'm telling you, Halloween is on the cusp, and I'm so excited. But for now, these is where I'm getting all of my scares.
Gorilla is full dead, so Equal has already done basically what he needed to try to prevent this team from winning. With Gorilla full out, it would be extremely difficult for Nowhere and Sing Song to put 9 million plus on both of their bodies. Is that possible? Absolutely. But it's going to be close. If Sing Song full's dead, it's a win for Equal Plays.
You don't have any.
Wait for your ult. Wait for your ult.
Watch out for all the weird angles.
Ceiling? He's under you right now.
I mean, we're just biding our time here, trying to play off any audio cue that we can potentially get, looking through these angles. Now, mind you, we did give up our shin and kneecap at one point in time via one of the craziest plays I've seen. But so far, so good. We're just going to keep an eye on the timer, the jump up.
Connects
He paralyzed him with the sonic paralysis, and oh my god, Nowhere! Down and out, Equal might just be him.
Oh my god, oh my god, Equal.
It's too easy. It's too easy.
Oh shit, okay, what do we do?
Right, loot up really quick.
What do we do? New game plan. We lived. What do we do?
Grab guns and
Unbelievable job. Equal plays. Goes crazy. Obviously, it was a 2v3, so, you know, the power position was on the side of Gorilla & Co. The problem was, once one player was caught and it was a 2v2, all of the power swings back to Sammy Sucks and equal plays, because all they care about is just killing one of you, ideally two, to make sure you don't win. So everything relied on Nowhere to make a heroic play. It was a really tough fight, and equal plays just comes out on top in that fight. A huge win for them. Sammy Sucks, they're going to likely be your champions, most likely. But we got to play out the rest of this. Reminder, top 3 are getting prizing. So this tournament is not over. And it's this squad on your screen right now who has a huge opportunity to likely walk away with some prizing today if they can get out of this map. And there's just one player playing spoiler, January, on the other side, who's also playing for top 3.
Zap needs a good extraction out of here.
On peut réactiver, non?
Filtering our way through main.
On n'a pas le temps. Fais gaffe, fais gaffe.
Là, là, hold it.
Ouais, il est juste là, il est juste là, il est juste là. Down, 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 allez.
Faut jouer, faut jouer. Doucement, doucement, doucement.
Je vous laisse passer premier, j'ai pas hit.
Il a give up?
La give up, la give up.
Non, mais non, c'est Lucci.
Do love that auxiliary surge spine to give you a sprinting speed. You can chase down, hunt him.
Il est mort?
Command the area.
En bas d'escalier? Où?
Sur ma gauche, il y avait la croix rouge.
Yeah, and I think what they were confused about, if I remember correctly, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I think January was on Tempest. And so because January was on Tempest, when they knocked him, it didn't full wipe the team because he has the self-revive. And so he goes down, but then he doesn't have any teammates there, and he just gives up and gives away his life. And they're like super confused, like, what happened? Where's the rest of his team? What's going on? But likely, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So now, because of that, we've got one player out. We've got Zap's team going to get out through the north side of the map. This team obviously at the top of the leaderboard by a gigantic margin. They probably get out as well. But I think this will, like, because January gets that's taken out, I think that means that it's going to be Zap's squad probably taking third and getting the last squad position of some prizing. But we'll let the admins do the map. It was a crazy map. What a fun way to end this one.
Holy fuck!
See, this is why I want to see the heart rate monitor of our teams in operations, because, man, something coming down to the wire like that is just crazy.
Ça arrive, ça arrive, ça arrive. Elle est juste en dessous. Elle est juste en dessous. C'est là. C'est là, là.
En fait, j'ai des mecs dedans.
Non, non, non.
Attention que ça vienne de nous. Ça peut venir de partout, les gars, attention.
Dans l'eau, c'était quoi? C'est quoi ce bruit?
Wow. Sorry, I got stressed out during that tip. I'm gonna be honest, I gotta take some deep breaths. That was wild.
Understandable. Understandable.
I'm also such a huge fan of Tempest. Can I just say, I think at this point,
J'y vais,
I think Zap's team worried about other teams and just double checking because this is a crucial moment for them to make prizing, but they shouldn't have anybody contesting them up here. The only two teams on the map are going to be Sammy's team all the way down in the reservoir, getting out via the water extract, and then this squad obviously getting out through the pipes here. So a great job from Team Zap. They should take third most likely. Pending how much value they have, they could contest the team in second. I mean, obviously Nowhere, Gorilla Squad, they had a solid points on the board, but you never know. They could extract with a crazy amount of value.
They really could.
Oh,
It's
shoot.
gonna be close, which is why I love the admins doing the math behind the scenes. Everyone's still keeping all of their attention forward, but you can see equal plays. Sammy still hitting that rotation up through the north.
Yeah.
What's the timing on that extract towards the left? They got about 19 seconds.
Yeah, they're going to go no bag extract with whatever they can get out with, I assume, up in construction.
10 secondes.
But a great job from all of our teams today. What a fun last map. I love operations. It was so stressful, so thrilling. Some great fights, some key moments, and some really cool rules minutia that makes this so entertaining. Great work from Team Zap to get out of the map and likely take third, if not contest second. I think it's going to be close, like you said. And then we should see at least one of these players. I want to say one of them getting out on the no bag extract. They'll be able to at least get some guns on and get out of the map. So overall, really, really fun to watch. And obviously this team at the top for good reason. Equal plays, just the hero of the map.
Yeah, that one's going to feel good. I feel like you're going to have those clips forever. You're like, I did that. I was the true shot caller.
Holy fuck. What a fucking day. What a fucking day. Shit. What a fucking day.
I'm trying to get everything to my.
See, this is what I love. Obviously, some things we can't repeat on broadcast, but excitement from this team, Tiff, because they really did well. And again, I think they're really excited about the prizing. Of course, they're excited about Mandel bricks and Delta tickets, but they're also just excited to win, right? Like, it's that ego, it's that pride of beating some really high-level, top-level teams, esports-level teams, and they just had such a really great event, top to bottom, made really good calls, really good plays. But winning, at the end of the day, winning, Tiff, in a lobby like this, and being able to do it with a hero play as well, is just, it's got to be one of the best feelings. So congratulations to them. They're likely your champions. We'll do the math, but I see all of our players pop into the chat as well. It was really fun to watch you all play, and I appreciate everybody competing today. What a fun tournament. 3 games, and all of them were insanely sweaty, insanely close, and had some clutch and highlight level moments. You got to look back on that VOD, folks. That was stressful and a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, just think about game 1 in general. The extraction towards the very end where you have equal kind of holding down on the left. You have the opposing team from the left looking to try and maybe take a peek. Can they grab a knock? But when you've got the extraction from early on and you have Tyson's team that's looking to rotate via the zip, they shred them off it. And that was just us getting started, because game number 3, which we just wrapped up, oh my God, the hero plays.
That's right. Well, let's take a quick look back at some of those replays while we're doing the math and the scoring. There's some highlight level moments, and I know some of you lived them, but we got to live them with you. It was so fun. And I think to start things off, we had basically 2 different areas of the map that were extremely congested. The north side had multiple teams fighting, and then the south side had multiple teams fighting. And this fight to start things off with Adderson, Freeland, and January was such an interesting one, because we had several teams in the vents, people all over the place. But then the fight between Nowhere and Equal Plays was the highlight of the map. Obviously, some big Tempest moments there from Zap, and they're able to get out. But wiping Freeland and Adderson there and forcing January to play a solo, he really couldn't get involved in some of these fights. Tried to play some spoiler positions, but couldn't do too much on the map because he just didn't have any power positions. And we saw Tyson's team as well. They had a great wipe here. They traded out some lives, but I was so blown away with Zap's ability to get Odd back into the map after he was wiped so long ago. They caught him at the very tail end of his yellow timer, and so because of that, he gets back into the map and they win the fight over Tyson's team. Equal Plays is able to pick up these crazy moments, also hero plays against Nowhere to win the fight in a 2v3, and that set them up for so much value on the map and obviously striking down their opponents. So again, just great replays, great highlight level moments, and fun to look back on.
It's those ones that you just want to watch over and over again, and then you have your boys kind of hyping you up towards the end, just screaming at how absolutely amazing you are. That is what makes Delta Force so awesome, in my opinion.
Yeah, totally agree. Well, we've got our champions ready. I think you know who it is. Big congratulations to our champions of Operation Shot Collar show match today. It was a blast to watch, but the team at the top is Team Sammy with Warren, Equal Plays, Sammy, Meadows, the Loot Goblins themselves absolutely dominated. Not without people contesting them, not without troubles, not without people even dying in the last map, but at the end of the day, they were the top team by a sizable margin. Let's take a quick look back at just the map scores. This is just from this last map, and whoa, holy cow, this is what I was worried about. This is an omen for who I think takes second. Obviously, Team Sammy, no backpack extract. They were still able to get out with 4.9 mil and a couple kills. A great map, but this is what I was worried about, because our second place team got wiped, and Team Zap, which is going to be that Team Nox squad with Salawa instead of Nox, they were able to wipe the north side of the map and then get out of that north extraction point with 24 million in loot value and 4 kills. I think that's likely enough to push them all the way to second place. What an insane last map from Team Nox. Let's take a look at the overall, and I was right. They crushed it. Of course, Team Sammy, the top team, but Team Nox sneaks into second place just in the nick of time.
I mean, if you've got Sammy up there in Team Sammy, self-proclaimed #1 loot goblin vacuum cleaner Roomba Supreme, apparently, and it definitely shows here to take the win with 37 mil in loot, 406 points. And I love the shout out from Nox in that end game, because that equal taking down Nowhere from Dome Patrol actually really benefited Team Nox after they threw down that massive scoreline from their extract, because at that point, Dome Patrol was only 9 mil shy of that loot value overall, which could have really helped them, because you survive that, you get the kill on equal, so then you're tied on those kills, right? So you're 9 for 9 on Team Nox, and there's a very good possibility that you extract and you could have played for second. Regardless, a top 3 finish is extraordinary, and still in third gets you a plenty of Mandel bricks.
Yeah, the top 3, of course, earning the pricing, the people with loot value, but also just the highest point totals. And here's a quick look at that pricing, and look at our individuals as well. This is a crazy amount of rewards. Let's walk through it. Team Sammy, they're getting 75 Mandel bricks and 5,000 Delta tickets apiece. Team Nox, 50 and 4,000. You can go on and down the list, but let's take a look. Top Slayers. Equal, our top Slayer, Sing Song second, Warren third. You're going to be walking away with extra Mandel Brick rewards. And then our top looters, Warren at the top of the list. The most extracted value comes from Warren at Equal second place, and Sammy in third place on top looter. So this is some of our players are printing Mandel bricks and Delta tickets. This is unbelievable with the amount of value that these players were able to do. So great job on the map. You obviously earned these. I think Warren gets like 225 Mandel bricks or something ridiculous. So congratulations, you guys absolutely crushed it.
That is a stellar performance. I believe Equal was able to walk away with 9 kills overall on the day for Tide Prison to take that top Slayer, and some of them were just so valuable, right? Because it's one thing just to get 9 kills, but when you're coming down to the wire to clutch up and you know that your tournament for this first place potentially rides on that 1 kill and clutching up like that, I don't know. That's a good day of Delta Force, Goj. Good day.
You want to hear something crazy too?
Tell me.
Warren out-looted Equal plays by 37,000, which is not a lot. Let me be very clear. 37,000? That's like, what is that? That's like two
lighters.
Yeah, something like that. It is 37,000 the difference. It was 13 million. Warren had 13,788,000, and Equal had 13,751,000. Very, very close. So congratulations, all of those Mandel bricks, all of those Delta tickets. You're going to be earning those rewards. They'll get to you as soon as we can get them to you. But Tiff, what a great tournament. It's so fun watching our players get really excited about operations. Tide Prison, still living up to my expectations. I love this map. It's really fun to watch. Obviously, the water brings a lot of different variations and some fun team fights. But final words from you. This was a great tournament. It was great to be back in the booth with you for the 3rd time this week.
I know we've had a lot of stellar show matches for Delta Force throughout the day, starting with Operations, jumping to Warfare, and ending it with more Operation Shot Caller. I've just got to say that I'm really impressed with the new season break. The new map, Tide Prison, it's beautiful, it's extreme, it's chaotic, and there's so many different nooks and crannies that you can see from the POIs, and with the abilities to rotate around, the flanks that are possible, the brief moments of Tempest that we got to witness today thanks to January and Zap on that end game. It just goes to show you that having that self-res that really gives you that extra bonus on the aggressive pushes that we're witnessing, or maybe just get out alive for your team to salvage whatever you can. Regardless, it was a fun day, and those 3 games were insane.
Yeah, they were absolutely insane. But Tiff, I couldn't have done it without you, so thanks for joining me in the booth. I'm sure we'll see you next week for some more shows that are coming up with Delta Force. So tune in next time. You'll see Tiff. But shout out to Tiff. Hey, W's in the chat for Tiff. Absolutely crushed it today, as per the usual. Folks at home, a couple quick reminders before I close things out. What a great tournament. And the 3rd one this week. wild. But I gotta remind you to drop a follow wherever you are watching these Delta Force broadcasts. Again, I think we're live on 5 different platforms, so go drop a follow. Delta Force has got a crazy amount of events happening right now. 3 this week, we got more next week, a ton of stuff going on. So go ahead and drop a follow, join that Discord to learn more about how to get involved in events like this, especially if you're a creator. Big opportunities for you to get involved in show matches and tournaments that we do all the time. So drop those follows and go make sure you download the game because, well, you can download it on PC right now and mobile, but console right around the corner. Delta Force coming to console August 19th. Are you kidding me? That's like a month. Like, this is sick. Xbox, PS5, it's coming to you shortly. Our console players are so excited about that. I'm excited about it. We're about to have Delta Force on 3 different platforms between PC, mobile, and console. We love it. Really pumped about this in just about a month's time. So shout out to Delta Force for really working hard. And obviously controller support just now getting introduced into Delta Force and continue to be optimized in preparation for console. But folks, that's all I've got for you. Now, we've got Delta Force Global League coming up. Esports right around the corner. I believe not broadcast the semifinals this weekend. The finals next weekend. So you're going to see me live back on these channels for the Delta Force Global League finals, both Warfare and Operations, all next weekend, Friday and Saturday. We've got like 4 shows between Europe and the North American regions. You're not going to want to miss that. But until next time, I got to remind you that, hey, I see you all in chat. We couldn't do it without you, the viewer. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next week for Delta Force Global League Season 2. See you then.
Like, you guys below? Team right here. Through the cracks, one's really hurt. Down 1.
Inside.
Close.
Nice.
Back up, back.
Tell me when.
He's in this left corner. Dead.
Nice.
Oh no.
But where though? I don't see. Nice. Okay, where is the Luna? We have to. Wipe. I'm marked. So good. Come on, kill him. Nice. One lives. There's lives him. You have no bullets. Shock. Nice. One's in the vent. Where we helmet? Nice, good knock. Finish. Nice. Brother, no way that hits me. Nading. You're alone. Yeah. Not one. Hit him. Oh, got him.
Alright, now come
Nice.
Yeah, I'm holding. Yep, hold. I knocked on.
Careful, they know about me up here. Careful.
I'm cracked.
Dernier, vraiment low, dans les conduits, vraiment low, je réanime.
Tira uno.
C'est bon, c'est fine.
Nice. 1v1. You're the fucking best. You're so good. You're so good.